It's a new day for new storylines, new players on new teams.
Oh yeah, let's go. Rocket League time, baby.
Going head to head.
Rocket League time, baby.
Go further into Champ Sunday.
Game 1 of Championship Sunday, brought to you by Progressive. We kick it off, as always, on Manfield with Zanil and his 15 goals. Listen, everybody's in double digits except for Veal and Scribbles coming into this series. A lot of offensive firepower on this 9 Live squad. Hofer's tried to pick up the slack for SSG, and his shot initially will sail high, and the follow-up goes right to his former teammate in Chicago. Lots of ties here between these two rosters, with Chicago and Hoxer being part of Space Station in the past, as Gopher will bring one across, and Chicago just watches that go right by, and Hoxer's got it.
It's crazy how deep the lore runs in this particular head-to-head. There's like people, like you said, facing off on old orgs, old teammates, new orgs, new teammates. I mean, Zanil on this 9 Lives roster, though, I feel like we do need to talk about him a little bit as we get into this, but for now, the duo of Chicago and Hoxer is more than enough to keep 9 Lives.
Chicago, no Hoxer.
Hoxer's done this quite a bit already this weekend. Get in the air, go for the bump in the air, puts Reveal in the net. Chicago sends the ball in behind him, and a 1-0 lead now for 9 Lives.
I mean, Stacks, this 9 Lives squad, they've had a lot of questions around them. They were top 4. Chicago was doing this the first time we saw them in the first Open, right? And then there was a little bit of a fall off, and everybody was confused, and then they bring in Zanil, and now they look kinda the same. Is this Space Station head-to-head, like a win over Space Station here, a dominant win? Is that more solidifying them into that top 4 again?
I think 9 Lives has
This is gonna hurt 'em.
a team that has been fighting for respect. I mean, they do kind of get looked at.
Might just
as
actually
an
record
afterthought.
this.
I think there's a little bit of bias there, simply because they're not signed. And you look at the signed teams and go, okay, well, they must be the real teams, right? Not necessarily the case. I mean, this team should have been signed last split. They should still be signed. They will be if they go to Raleigh. And a win here would certainly put them in the right direction. Hoxer going to work through the corner. Scribbles is right there. And the inconsistency of a very young SSG squad will certainly be their Achilles heel. At their best, we know what they're capable of, but we know where their floor is as well. As Kofer can't convert, he hit both posts, just could not direct that inside, and everything but the net right now for Space Station.
Hoxer did an incredible job through defensively, just making sure that that ball stayed out. It's one of the most solid third mans that you can have, but he is very versatile. Zanil dead balls this against 2 players. Tries to just take his time, no boost. Going to go for the fake on it. I mean, at this point, SSG's kind of all over the place, but it's okay. They did get a small little breakaway here. Chicago is going to stop it in its tracks. Slow boost all the way around for 9 Lives, but they do still go past mid into what was almost an open net. Zanil just can't convert.
Ball goes in the net, everybody. It's twice now. Been playing bingo with the post. Scribbles, shot on. Zanil the save. Follow-up finally rolled in by Scribbles. Got the last touch. And Gopher it kind of finally pushed it towards the net. Just a complete catastrophe here defensively on either side. Scribbles credited with the goal. It's his 6th of the weekend, and they're back within 1.
9 Lives still gonna hold on to that 1-goal lead though, on no boost in the kickoff. It towards the net. Still one of those players that I do like how involved he's been, although as far as defense goes, he's been a little quieter in this game. Takes it back, tries to lead his team out, creates some sort of a path. This one over Chicago's head, no boost. Wanted to go over at center to a teammate, but nobody's there, and ready means Hoxer gets to steal it away.
I'm savaging. I'm sorry, guys.
Kofer's already there to try and make some sort of a play. Reveal, demoed off, which means there's going to be no follow-up. Solo to the backboard. Follow-up from Scribbles. 2 in net. Hoxer keeps it out, and 9 Lives continue to pretty much just play neck and neck against this Space Station squad. They had a ton of shots, at least more so than we got to see them take yesterday.
9 Lives have had to put in quite a bit of work. Space Station getting real close to their net. but unable to convert more than once. And even that one, the result of a pull
Damn it,
shot
bro.
in the end, just a calamity in front of the net. Here goes
I'm
Hawkster.
retarded.
Not much left. Bring it to ground. Zanil is there as well, and he'll just wait. They've got Kofor kind of being a little antsy throughout this opening game, and Chicago keeping that one close to the vest. Hawkster should have this one away, and a little reprieve for 9Lives defensively. A basic shot to the backboard easily stopped by Chicago, and he'll outlet this, but it's Scribbles bringing it right
What
back
is this
towards
horse
the
shit?
final minute. Reveal. Just can't get around on a shot, and Zanil will have it through the corner.
6 shots at least registered for Space Station. Definitely been more than that. They're making 9Lives work very tirelessly, although this is gonna let them breathe for a minute. Quick little pass and catch here between, I believe, Chicago and Hawkster. Yeah, another setup to Chicago into pretty much just a wide open net on the end of Space Station.
Well, that's the insurance goal they needed. Chicago's got a hat trick. And 9Lives sitting real pretty in game 1, barring some heroics out of Kofor. He's going to work here. Need to drop it down. Dribbles on deck, and he scores. It's not over yet.
Still, you gotta keep on. You gotta keep putting your hands up on this one, Zanil. He got in position, just enough time at the backflip on it. Not enough effort. Unfortunate. 1 deficit for Space Station between a tied game and an OT. 28 seconds on the clock off the kickoff. Chicago gonna drive it forward. Reveal takes it away. Takes his time. Carries it low. Zanil's hand up though. Slows Space Station down here. Here comes Scribbles. Tries to get past 2. And well, the 2 is enough to keep it out, but not this one. Kofor spots an opening. When the 2 went up, he said, all right, you just gotta place it right behind him. It was a quick cut and turn around, and Space Station have tied up game number 1.
2 physical plays there, 1 on the goal line, and then Hawkster actually kind of got chased out of the center, off to the corner by Kofor, and then Kofor turns around, fires the shot, and a very quick turnaround in the final minute, and maybe they're not done. Dribbles trying to keep it alive here with 3 seconds left. Kofor got it up in the air. Zanil can't ground it. Neither can Hawkster. And now Scribbles just got to bring this to ground as that one almost turned around on him in a hurry. And just like that, 3-1 deficit evaporates. And it's SSG forcing OT.
Chicago up on this ball here. You can see the pass already to Hawkster. No connect on it though. And Zanil gets caught out. Reveal finds his spot. And SSG take game 1.
I'll just take this. Zanil got caught watching, and Reveal just walks the dog home. And it's Space Station, 3 goals in the last minute plus OT, taking game 1, stealing game 1 from 9Lives.
100% was a stolen win, but a well-earned one. It started with the cut from Kofor, and then they headed themselves into
Can't
that
attack my boy.
And like you said, Zanil pretty much just watched it. Today, he feels a lot quieter than what we saw from him yesterday.
No.
But as far as Chicago and Hawkster are concerned, the duo looks great. It looks solid. It just was the crumbling of the game plan in that last minute that we saw that really costed 9Lives that win.
That is a wild turnaround here in game 1. I mean, 9Lives.
These special summons one guy or another one.
As you could.
Hopefully it doesn't
And then all
pop.
of a sudden, I mean, very important that Space Station got the goal as
No.
quickly as they did. 28 seconds left, gave them plenty of time to go right back to work. And where 9Lives have been very good on kickoffs so far this weekend, it kind of betrayed them. SSG used a little creativity. They got on the offense.
He really can't play much though.
They did not let up with the game on the line. And then even at the end, had at least a decent enough look down the field to try and generate another opportunity. The 9Lives gonna feel like they played 4 minutes of really good Rocket League.
What do we think of chat? What do we think of chat?
Betrayed them.
And now we need to see, can you carry that into your game number 2? That same level of momentum from SSG? Or does 9Lives kind of get it together? And not the 9Lives in particular, Scott. It's more, again, the pressure falling onto Zanil. He's that new player that got brought in here to this 9Lives squad to really try and help step things up. But right now, it just feels like it isn't enough to slow Space Station down.
Oh, they've just got bodies forward. It is all blue in the backfield or in the offensive end. And nobody home at the back as Space Station.
That's money.
Now, 4 unanswered.
Tell me the money.
And 9 lives. I'm going to start wishing they could take a timeout mid-game here. Scribble's going to launch this one around Hoxter. Reveal's already downfield. He got the tempo in the air on Chicago. And it's just, you know, they say defense wins championships, as Gopher would love to have that one back. He was wide open, but he couldn't catch up to it. But it's offense right now that is just running the show against 9 lives.
Defense absolutely can cost you championships as well. 9 lives is more than capable of keeping a series like this competitive, but their defensive strats right now are just not existent at this point. The infield to, again, what feels like
he doesn't kill me, I win.
Although there was, I believe, one player there attempting to throw a hand up. It was Hoxter. Just a little delay, a little bit of hesitation cost them another goal.
Well, this Space Station is what their fans would have loved to have seen against Complexity yesterday, and Scribbles.
Oh no.
Reveal walking a very fine line there between defending from the back and helping the shot.
Oh no.
Trying to line up a double, and Zanil has it all covered. But another one, Netward in Chicago has to jump in.
Am I cooked, guys, or no?
9 lives still head spinning.
Baba G or
figure
Fortnite?
out how to slow down Space Station Gaming. They have owned this series for the last 2 minutes plus of game time. Is revealed now
Baba G
towards the net.
or
He's got
Fortnite?
Koper bullying Chicago. Oxer flips that away, and Scribbles tried to wait them out. He could not. Oxer tried to dish it right back at him, and reveal the stop.
Oh man, I mean, you can see that 9 lives really.
Think
they
they could
have the
survive.
wheels turning. Unfortunately, execution is just not
Maybe.
in their favor right now, and that sets Space Station up to be able to just kind of throw themselves at this ball. Although there's a great attempt here, one of the better ones we've seen in this game number 2. But Space Station
Bet, we survive.
They're looking very strong. You see Coper's already there for that backup plan to defend the shot. Goes through successfully. And 9 lives are just left scratching their heads with how many infields can you put on target?
No, I don't think I will.
When will one eventually go through?
A double tap going through for Hoxter, but they were robbed a moment ago. An incredible save on a bang play, but Scribb couldn't keep this one out as Hoxter lands a double, his first goal of the series, and they're back within 1 or 9 lives. But man, go back to that save. Just like a 90-mile-an-hour plus shot, it felt like, right at the heart of the goal. And the angle covered. Sometimes you just guess right.
Got him, chat.
See if 9 lives can make another right choice. Pass over to Zanil.
WD Gen or
Reveal keeps this one out, and they go again. Zanil in the corner loses control. Chicago just waiting off the ceiling down to a center. It's a clear for Kofer, enough to get maybe one more touch, but Hoxter has it on the nose of his car. And the duo comes through. Zanil
Baba G or Fortnite?
Target follow-up out. Hoxter's
Baba G
for the down, and it's still out by SSG.
Oh.
All right, reveal. Kind of created a mess there. I thought he was going to take out the shooter on his way through, and instead let him get one more shot off, but he's there to cover the angle. Now Zanil against Reveal. That's well covered.
Zanil, Reveal.
On the backboard. And
Real
everybody
deal, Nabil.
resets. SSG still up by the 1 goal after they
Real
scored
deal,
2 quick
Nabiler.
ones to start game 2.
The sex appealer.
Early leads are not safe.
Type shit.
They erased the 3-1 deficit in the final minute. Here goes Reveal for Koper. Crisscross action there, and Hoxter will try to take charge. But a battle high in the sky leads to that one dropping towards Hoxter. And Reveal does a great job staying with the play.
Such a bad hand.
That, you know, a lot of times you see a ball just kind of come out low, and that's where the defender or attackers are waiting.
Such the worst hand in history.
Enough of a bounce, and it's enough to throw the entire attack off. And we've seen that a couple times on either end.
Try to bounce this one up into a center. 9 lives are starting to anticipate these attempts a little bit better. Another shot, no connect from Zanil. Too wide to just flip on through. And 1 minute remains here as 9 lives are still down by 1, potentially 2 right here. Kofer gets the demo on the back line, but Scribbles is going to call himself off of it and just say, hey, we are up by 1. He can just play the defensive round.
Oh, no.
It's a little scary here from SSG.
Yeah.
Face off. And that, ooh, sir.
I took a few hits of that.
Surprised to see all the double commits here with the lead, no less. But SSG gets away with it. See the physical play coming out again. Hawks are deleted, so there's another few seconds that 9 Lives will be hindered as they try to bring this back down to 20 seconds. Demos all around, and now Kofor intercepts his shot on, and Zanil has the save. A rare case where 9 Lives have all 3 on the field, and that goes back to the other corner. Zanil with 10 seconds. They can slow it down now, but they realize that they've got to move downfield. Hawkster trying to cut around Kofor. But Kofor has been an absolute pest to 9 Lives, but Zanil will take over. Had some in the tank. Flick over to Chicago and reveal intercepts. Scribbles can bring this down towards ground. If not, Kofor will.
Attainable, baby.
One for the road and a 2-game lead.
At some point, you do have to admit that SSG is definitely on it. They were a little questionable there in that
Coach,
last
what's good,
minute or
coach?
so, but that final
Both
play
players
really
lose.
was there to remind 9 Lives that they can have their way with them. Space Station, another win on the books here, but a timeout for 9 Lives. A lot to discuss because again, it really was a fairly close game. 9
Contract
Lives did
with
get a lot more in terms of shots.
Yeah, I
than
get
they
to
did
draw
in the
for
last
free,
game.
and then that's about it.
13 shots on this
Oh
one.
no, I'm losing 300 life point. Oh
Unfortunately, Clem only
no.
found their way on in because Space Station, I mean, they're getting it together. They're looking a lot more, I guess the word is almost mature.
Oh no, I just get
Just
punched in the face. Oh
great
no.
defensive effort out of Space Station Gaming again. You know, 9 Lives.
Okay, I think I could kill him.
13 shots they had, Herc. They were
think
not
I killed
bad
this one.
shots. A lot of them were just, I mean, there was that laser that I think it was Scribbles, maybe it was Reveal, that he's coming across from the top right of the goal, and that's where the shot goes, and he happens to be right there. If the shot had been anywhere else, he's not catching
Did I
up
kill
to
him in
it.
one? Oh no, he already took
Plays right
1,000.
time, excellent read.
He's
and
crazy.
he
He's
beats
crazy.
SSG in front.
It's 2K.
Did eventually score
It's
on that
3K.
possession, did 9 Lives, but you know the damage done. It's just a little bit of frustration created.
It's a lot. Hey, what's
by
up? Tapping in
SSG.
with the let you know the
And
vibe was
go
on my
back to
Z.
how 9 Lives have
What's
lost
up,
these
Mike?
couple of games. It'll feel like they
Oh,
kinda
niggas
let
just
these
can't.
games get
One,
away
two.
from them, Herc. I mean, there was the the 2-goal lead.
I'm about to
very
OTK
late
it,
in
boo.
game 1 that goes by the wayside, and then a quick overtime winner, and then
Shout out, shout out, Masi, shout out,
opportunities
Masi.
abound, and they
Check
still
him out on
can't
Le
find a
Rumble.
way to punch through against Space Station.
Le Rumbai, Le Rumbi.
Yeah, this 9 Lives roster, they definitely are kind of more of
Try
an
and
up
guess
and
who's
down
the monster,
squad. If
so.
you didn't see them or catch them
The
yesterday,
monster.
Neil was shining offensively.
Resolving,
right?
resolving, resolving.
But I think the thing that it was really setting them apart in their matches yesterday.
Oh, I
is
need
that
chain burn so bad, bro.
was
I
also
literally could have like
very
extra
solid.
super duper killed him.
To be kind of cheating up a little bit too far at moments, and then they're getting caught out, and then Hawks and Chicago are forced to kind of run themselves.
That's 4K. That's
much
3K. That's already a
more
kill
than
plus
they
this.
would probably like
Like, he's
to,
cooked,
so
he's
it
cooked.
doesn't really allow them to have those, duo moments in the past.
Here comes the money. Yeah.
Unfortunately, SSG's
That's funny.
recognizing all of it. Of course, they have.
Hey, watch this
leadership
DT. Watch this
moments as
DT.
well,
I'm about to
but
hold this,
a
man.
lot more
I'm
infrequent.
about to hold this person right
So,
here.
SSG officially.
Unless I heal
one
myself,
game
and then in that
away
case,
from a match point here,
I'm done.
and 9 Lives slowly starting to get their backs put up against the wall.
Go down 0-3.
Gee.
You know how long
Oh
the
shit.
road is back. So, fresh 5 minutes
I don't think
now
that
at
hurts him.
DFH Stadium
That's
as
crazy, it didn't hurt him.
Lives Try to solve the Space Station puzzle, and Zanil, they have just done that 15 seconds.
That's
in,
crazy, I didn't do
and a
shit.
flick to the top left.
This was the Zanil
That's
that
mad funny.
we had seen yesterday. Very confident solo player, able to have his way with that ball, and he does. Just a gorgeous, clean little flick to put 9 Lives up 1 in the early stage. And
Ooh.
off the kickoff too, almost finds it
Kind
again.
of don't do much though.
Chicago is the one to follow it though. Hawks are no touch, and
Okay.
Zanil's gonna have to race back against Reveal. Almost gets his challenge, almost got bumped out, but still manages the save.
As Zanil, great concentration to read the play coming in, realizes they're coming for
Anything,
my
anything?
head, and still manages to make the save. Now Scribbles quickly launches past Hawkster. After
This is some
Gopher and
one
Zanil knock
melting,
each other
huh?
out. Zanil's back into the play, and he knocks the ball away there. And again, you see physical play. They're trying to take out that last defender back. And both sides having to keep their heads on a swivel and no downtime at all when the attack is forming. Kofer now has options with Scribbles coming on, but nothing else there as Hoxer let that one maybe get a little too far away from him. And Space Station collectively will weather the
What's he about to do?
A lot of demos in the back end too. You can see Space Station's aggression getting amped up.
He's literally gonna gain life, and then I'm gonna get him.
Being boxed in their half.
You're goofy.
They're gonna take a shot on net. Chicago on no.
That is crazy work.
Keep it out. A wide shot is not gonna stop a double.
That's
from
crazy work.
Crib, though. He recognized the time on this, and I mean, hats off to Chicago for keeping it out in the first place. And Hoxer did avoid the bump, but still threading that needle is just enough to tie this back up.
The 50 basically served as a back pass, lost it right back to Scribbles, and he's
nothing.
Throw it right through. Now Hoxer, his shot blocked by Kofer. Opportunities are plentiful for both these sides, and it's a testament to
face
their
down,
reaction,
defense response,
their
effect once
reflexes.
to change all faces.
We're able to keep these games relatively low.
Okay,
scoring.
ain't nobody
4-3,
doing
not so
nothing.
much, but 3-1 in the last game very easily could have been another like 5-4 shootout. It goes Hoxer with
What was the point of that?
Running on. Chicago in the air, and Hoxer just kind of floated that one for him. Now Zanil gonna walk in, just like he did the last one, but this time Kofer's all over it.
We chained a bit.
Trying to solo play on his own. Follow-up from Hoxer's coming in very slowly.
Chained a bit. I chained that hoop.
One. Good to reveal
Yoink.
just a really clean transition out for SSG. Chicago to Hoxer. Hoxer on target. And in 9 lives, find their lead again.
Like most of the closers in baseball, you know you're getting a fastball. Can you catch up to it? No. Reveal tried, and they just split the defense well enough. It goes in, and, well, SSG sees the game go 2-1 now. Kofer. Chicago just kind of chasing him around on the defensive end. And Chicago, oh, pop that away. That's real dangerous. Had to clean up his own mess. Zanil and Hoxer both there, and I think Hoxer is very thankful Zanil was able to take charge of that play. Didn't have a lot of forward momentum.
Oh, I don't have emojis on this account.
And everybody
Yeah,
up
no,
at
I
the
need my
crossbar,
emojis.
but Chicago's the one who comes away with the save at the end.
I wanted to say you can't stop Chicago. I mean, you really can't. He looked insane, like a monster, but even when the net's open wide, that crossbar is coming in as that 4th man for 9 lives. So Reveal pops this one up. He's gonna have to quickly turn around on this one. Zanil already ready to go. Great little touch here. This gets sent to the back floor, and Hoxer's gonna try and follow in Space Station. They've been trying to follow each other up as much as they can, but 9 lives, when they break out, they become disgusting. You have no idea how fast that ball's going to come
Show
in.
me the money.
People are going to throw themselves at it. Just set up to Zanil. Zanil's slow shot on target out of the corner.
This one sailed high. Chicago thought about diving in. A lot better of it.
Little Knight gonna do little Knight things.
Now Reveal chasing with not much boost, but he dances around Hoxer, and Kofer can come in to help him out.
I ain't do
Reveal
shit,
has the boost
bitch.
Now as he respawns, and Kofer kind of got lost in the sauce there, just unsure what he was
No,
supposed
he
to
just
do
shot
on
my
that
shit.
play, and maybe tried to do too much. Reveal now. Scrib up in the air, and Zanil makes that stop with Kofer coming on, and so he's gonna bring this all the way back. And so Space Station.
Oh, he killed himself.
still trying to chase the game
That's
here.
hilarious.
The final minute. Will they try
That's
to do
hilarious.
too much and get
Oh, you're like
caught
5 minutes behind. Show me the money.
Reveal. Flip reset right at
Oh,
Hoxer.
here comes the money. I just realized I'm streaming on my channel, and so I don't have my emotes. I need to upload my emotes over here.
35 to go.
30 seconds left. Space Station down.
Yeah, I'm just being a
by 1.
menace
This
in
is
the
the most
fucking-
held back they've been in a minute, and this could open up
fucking
the
ranked
floodgates.
right
It
now.
won't. Scrib's gonna try
I haven't
again.
played Yu-Gi-Oh in a
Another
while.
shot to the backboard. Zanil hand
It's like
up, keeps
gen-
it
it's
out,
like
and
genuinely
throws it over
been a
that
while.
midline and wastes all the time that SSG need in regulation here. This one shot sent down to the ground. Reveal in the back end trying to push Zanil up, but Scrib just can't.
Oh,
make
Space
it
Station's
enough.
housing.
And right now, SSG
They be
have
bouncing.
one last attempt. There's enough boost in the tank to get over. reset up in the air to 1. Kofer's gonna have to catch it. The setup to Scrib is off target and on the
It's kind of a shit hand,
9
but
lives barely scrape away with that win.
the secret barrel coming through.
Oh, they almost let another one go. Space Station got dangerously close to the 9 lives net, and then they ring one off the post. Big sigh of relief collectively for 9 lives. They've got 1 on the board following their timeout.
Whoa, my stream.
Nice
streaming.
Just the amount of times that 9 lives is like, you look at them and you're like, okay, they definitely are capable and they're doing it. And then I think it's that last play from SSG kind of like put me out of breath, and I'm like, there's no way he manages to make that angle. We see another OT.
There's the shot that just rang a little bit wide at the end. And we saw a couple of posts. We saw Scribbles bounce one that just got away from him. Went off the crossbar earlier in that game. Missed opportunities that were haunting 9 lives early in the series. Space Station gets a little taste of that now. This whole series, I think the storyline has been missed opportunities. Who will convert now as we get towards the second half of our maximum of 7 games? We're into game 4 now. SSG still holds the 2-1 lead. They still have the timeout in their pocket. If 9 lives manage to build some momentum, we go to Utopia. If 9 lives can tie it all up. Okay.
DT. It is. It really is. It's DGen, and I love it.
That's a fair statement to give to someone like them. They have their moments.
We've seen plenty of early goals, a lot of early opportunities in this series. Riverside tightens up the defense more. Certainly have a significant advantage as Zanil try to go indirect around Kofer. And Kofer just bringing that across. Full tank of boost. Happen to be right there for him. Zanil does not get dunked on. That is solid defense in the air. And you can see Space Station trying to play very aggressive, very physically. Reveal takes out Zanil. Doesn't matter. Chicago scores. The double demo there as they kind of traded off. Scribbles couldn't respawn. Nobody else was back. And Hoxer made sure Kofer wasn't going to get there.
Yeah, you leave Kofer in that position, and one tiny bump is just completely taking him off any hope of being involved in that play. 9 lives in a position they've been in a couple of times, which is a lead, although it tends to get taken away from them longer, further away rather than quicker. So we're gonna see, can 9 lives build on this? Hoxer over 1, Chicago lurked it, Scribbles to Kofer, a redirect off target, but a follow-up from the side is the quickest response they could have given.
Started to worry that maybe that redirect going off target was gonna kind of kick around.
Oh yeah, you good, bro.
SSG had it all covered. A wild opening minute and a half in game 4. Both teams tell they're aware of the urgency of the situation. Reveal, threatening to go after Chicago. He got around everybody, got the clear. That goes right to Scrib, and Zanil's got to bring it back across. He got checked, though, on his way through. Chicago trying to keep the play alive. He has. He's got Hoxer coming up the middle, and Kofer there with the ranging save.
3:19 on the clock in a tied game here. Another demo on the back end, and SSG just playing to what is comfortable right now. A very solid pace off the backboard. Reveal. Follow-up is a little slow on this. And every attempt that has been made for 9 lives to get a clear out is met with an SSG player sending it straight back.
Oh, this one skipped through, but Scribbles had to stay way back. He'll settle for the demo on Chicago as a consolation prize. And now Reveal throw it ahead. He had Kofer way downfield, but that went right at the net. And Zanil trying to take out Scrib on his way back. Scrib avoids him, makes the stop. As we come up to the halfway mark, it just seems like so much action, and still only 2:30 left. It is revealed now around the corner, and that's stuffed right back downfield, and Scribbles happens to be all the way back. A rare case where SSG doesn't send the house. And now Reveal just kicked that one out, hoping Kofer can run onto it, but he cannot.
Very clear.
Neil's gonna take his time on this one.
That guy's a pussy.
Act 1, at least 9 lives. Although short-lived, were out
That
of
guy's
the
a
half,
pussy.
but that's what they need more of. Just these quick
Great
breaks.
pussy.
Pass over to Zanil in the air as his flip takes his time.
Oh, I think
off
he
the
killed me.
backboard. No follow-up. They're demoing off that second man now, which is forcing Hawkster to stay a little bit further back than he would like, and that means that that secondary chance of keeping people away goes off, and Scribb says it doesn't matter. The more we demo you out, the more we throw off your rotations, the easier it is to find these open nets.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe 10 demos as a team for Space Station here in Game 4. And it yields that result, a 2-1 lead.
Kind of wild.
Reveal, good 50 in the air. Kofer will run onto it. They'll try to extend the lead here, bumping Hawkster to the back wall. Chicago, by the way, has been taken off the field 6 times in this game. Kofer launch one in the air. Hawkster's got to deal with that ball, but it goes right to Scribb. And he has Kofer up as well. Chicago had to be very quick in the air. I mean, Chicago got to feel traumatized throughout this game. He's got everybody gunning for him. You have to worry about players coming in from way downfield. Really having to keep his head on a swivel, trying to set this ball up, but there's nobody there to help him out. We go to the final minute with SSG holding a 2-1 lead, trying to get to match point, and that one's going to help with Kofer winning the race.
Oh man, I mean, again, another demo
Open
on
this.
Chicago. And Zanil had to play this one to the corner.
Who dat? The
Unfortunately
Rica
for him,
Perry.
That is a very tough place to stay in possession of that ball, and he loses it to SSG.
No, I should have went
Just
first. I
another
had the
wide
double
open
chain
net.
energy.
Hawkster was already way upfield, and
Guarded.
SSG go up by 2. 50 seconds left here. Potentially another goal, although Hawkster is going to try and clear it out. It's a little awkward off the ceiling down. A shot denied from a pinch off the post from Zanil.
Chicago is way downfield, just regaining control of his car. And Zanil trying to bring the ball in his general direction. 9 lives just scrambling right now. Trying to do what SSG did to them in Game 1. Chicago a good 50. Zanil is up. It's wide. Chicago puts it in with 19 to go. Almost a mirror image of Game 1.
The dream
Is direct
is
counter to me?
absolutely still alive. The pass down from Zanil as well has to have a little credit given to him. The way that he cheated up there and manages to catch it. Puts 9 lives in a position. Let's see what we get off the takeoff. The follow from Zanil. Almost dead balled and sent back by Scribb. And it's gonna float almost in. It's still out by Hawkster. 7 seconds to go. Half a tank to work with. Zanil reset 1, takes it down for 2, but this one's kept out and the ball is still in play. Chicago flipped back on this one. Scribb and Reveal are working together to just dead ball this, and Hawkster says no, they're still going to try, but try is not enough. Space Station Gaming find yet another win.
I believe it was 11 demos on the side of SSG. That's what it took
Who they search
to
for?
hold off 9 lives.
Who they getting at? Who they getting
Another
at?
1-goal victory in this series. And now, 1 win away from a top 4. Been a long road to get there. They would have liked their chances going into yesterday's upper bracket. They've taken the scenic route, trying to hold off 9 lives. It's been kind of a, I don't want to say a comedy of errors, but certainly it's been an adventure for both these teams defensively, trying to keep the other at bay. And there have been some goals that are given up where you go, really? And others where you go, that really should have gone in. And through it all, yeah, you pretty much end up with the scoreline you'd expect the way these teams have played.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with you on that one. I think this is pretty fair as far as what we're seeing on paper right now, but what we're seeing on the field is a slightly different story. Nine Lives definitely are keeping it competitive at times. It's just that SSG know when to step up in the right moments and really managing to find a way to stop Chicago in his tracks has made all the difference for this SSG team to continue on the path that they have been. Now only one win away from taking Nine Lives out.
Well, will Aquadome be the final resting place for Nine Lives in this tournament? A team that, you know, every open so far, we've kind of seen them go, all right, well, this could be the one where they finally break out and have their performance that makes us believe in them as a top 4 team.
Doing so much.
And then they fizzle out right around here. Gopher off the corner. Script thought about it. He'll turn around as Hoxer goes right at him. And Chicago's got to scramble here with Gopher, making himself a threat. Everybody's kind of waiting right now for SSG. And Reveal will have to wait at the back after the demo.
Pretty early into this one. Fairly reminiscent of that game number 4.
Jeez, sneezing, sneezing,
Chicago,
sneezing.
untouched this time, managed to get his team out to that side, and here comes Zanil. Hawks alert down, demoed off for his efforts, immediately places Chicago into a defensive mode here, and it's low boost, and unfortunately that's been the story for Nine Lives. They are so forced into their own half that all their resources are being spent defending these SSG shots.
Humid
dodging
wins.
those
That's
demos,
gotta
and
be
there's
gross.
nothing left for them to make any sort of a play. And I mean, you see it right here. Zanil's left with nothing, so it's an immediate shot sent back into that blue side.
Everybody jumbled up in the corner as Scrib checks Chicago out, but that just means he can go towards midfield. So that midfield boost was fun for him, but instead it goes for Zanil. Chicago still netward, and his shot blocked out by Gopher. Gopher had got him quite a bit in that last game, part of their 12 demolition barrage. Chicago now ranging back. Happy to have some freedom and actually spend the entire time on the pitch for one. Zanil through Gopher. Is it on? Chicago did all he could, but could not get it into a scoring position.
Ball still up for grabs here. Zanil sends it towards that backboard, but it's easily read by Scribbles, and Gopher, it's the same pattern over and over. One clears it out, the second follows, and the third shoots, almost scores. It takes the entirety of Nine Lives to keep this one out, and Zanil's using everything he had left to try and get at least one on-target shot, but Gopher is just up and under
Nice 50, nice 50.
everyone. And Nine Lives.
Bro, why do these turns take forever, bro?
Story
Fuck.
over and
That's
over.
annoying.
You get out and you are immediately sent back racing.
Now, one individual effort has been enough at times in this series, but you got to be able to win the rebounds. Get those.
Hell yeah. What up, Knot? How's it going, man?
Around on this and retreat.
I'm 2 for 1 on burn right now. This guy's probably gonna beat me because he went first, but I would have countered him.
And it's Zanil who has all day to start this attack, but he gets checked out of the air by Reveal. So now Chicago has to take over. So for all the scoring,
Oh my god, what is this?
3-1, 3-2, 2-1. No score inside 2 minutes remaining.
Which really,
Oh, glassware and
is kind of
everybody.
a sign of progress for Nine Lives, if I do say so myself. They've gotten much closer than they have in the last few games. But
Yeah,
you
that's
still
what
have to
that's how I
find
pass the time
something to actually win.
when I'm watching Rocket League, because the turns take forever, so I can actually watch.
Mustied it at the last second, but got stopped, and it's just a conundrum of like fighting in the.
How you doing
corner
today, though?
of
It's
this
just Sunday.
ball.
I hope it's
Wide
being
open
chilling,
net,
everybody.
Not going to be taken advantage of. Instead, Chicago caught it, send it to the backboard, double it off the side, no follows. Zanil played the safer game.
Okay, you hurt yourself a little
further.
bit.
And Hawkster's going to center it to Zanil. Slow to the touch, though. And a lot of shadowing from this Nine Lives squad, and the off chance it gets sent back again.
Boost management has
Yep,
been
yep.
a priority for both sides, especially Nine Lives. Scribbles gets knocked off the ball in the air.
Enjoy it while you
And
can,
another
Buster.
one lined up. Now Gopher up the ladder. Indirect from the ceiling. Flip reset. Oh, what a play by Gopher.
This is the team that
I need
has
gravity
the
bud.
most potential.
I need gravity bud.
out
I need
in
gravity bud.
NA,
I need
as
gravity bud.
far
I need
as
gravity bud.
mechanics can be concerned. and this player got brought in for a reason. 36 seconds on the clock. SSG in a favorable position, but off the momentum of the kickoff, Hawkster's coming through. The bump play doesn't come in. Zanil tries to do the follow, and Scribbles keeps his hand up. 24 seconds left, and 9 lives are fighting for their last one to stay in this quarterfinal. Shot on target and off.
He had the option of a pass, and maybe trying to throw off.
I'm a lava golem your shit, bitch.
But the shot still denied. Final 5 seconds. Zanil has reveal all over him. Hawkster can't get in the air, neither can Chicago. And it's Space Station Gaming with former 9 Lives member Kofer scoring the dagger that sinks 9 lives at Aquadome.
There's been so many, you know, of these grudge matches that we've gotten to see throughout the last few days. And I think this is one of the
double chain energy is funny as fuck,
just
bro.
Because there was a lot of
the double chain energy goes hard.
Unspoken discourse around the 9 Lives 1, and now to see Kofer settling in with SSG, I think he found his match. He found a great place to slot in. He looks comfortable. He looks like he can thrive. And that is what a lot of players need. And, well, you know what, SSG, you look great. You look like a contender. I mean, you got the rest of Sunday to go.
Well, Kofer will get a lot of the praise having scored the series winner. But in the end, it is Scribbles who leads the way. He had as many goals as his teammates combined and played a huge, huge role in Space Station Gaming, advancing in 5. That's one of our quarterfinals done. NRG and Ultimates are coming up right after this.
Down NRG a second time.
NRG,
Maybe
NRG.
NRG as we start here in the second split. LJ Chronic and First Killer still maybe with a little bit of a chip trying to prove that they could be the best in this region.
Well, this is an interesting one, Derby. There's a lot of pressure here off the kickoff. LJ will get a shot there for the Ultimates, but this is something that has been and should have been a grand final, and a lot of things have gone on to get us to this point that have put a lot of question marks on both ends of the field.
Well, this is Game 1 brought to you by Progressive. 25 seconds in. NRG known for how solid they are, how individually skilled they are. For me, it comes down to NRG's immaculate defense. It will always be there. It always shows up. How many games do you see NRG win comfortably, only up a single goal? Part of what makes them such a difficult team to play against is that.
Damn, son, where'd you find that?
That's Ultimate. You know, NRG, I don't think they can rest their laurels on a 1-goal lead in this series with how Ultimate have looked.
Let me go ahead and
We'll see
get
if
that
the
guy out.
defense is enough for NRG. They may have to get a little more creative on the offensive side if they want to get past First Killer and company. Right now, getting it done with a demo, trying to get some pressure, but unable to get LJ off the ball.
And that was what was hindering NRG so much yesterday, was the fact that they were fairly
No, they did the link.
on the offensive side of things.
I thought she was gonna special something.
Great. I mean, not in this particular moment.
Who did it?
First Killer gets a spot and a shot for the Ultimates. It was just a quick breakaway from LJ, and I mean, as soon as Beast Mode had gone for the challenge, nobody was around the post or behind him to make the save, and the Ultimates get their first lead.
Yeah, Beast Mode got harassed by LJ.
Ha!
He hit the ball with pace.
I'm
over
weak,
Daniel,
I'm
got the
weak,
dunk,
I'm weak,
And then
I'm
Beast
weak.
Mode had to avoid him on the wall, preventing his momentum. Ultimates get that first goal. Talk about the defense. NRG play a little bit from behind to see if they can get it going. It was a struggle to get anything going the last time these two teams faced each other in a regional. Beast Mode and Atomic, no chance at it. LJ gets a perfect catch, and well, don't think about the rest of what just happened for him. LJ's certainly happy that Chronic made the save for him. Now he gets a full tank of boost, and the ball in the air. Beast Mode takes the ball away, but his teammate gets demoed. At First Killer gets an easy tap in.
This is the Ultimates that we remember from LAN that we just got to see in a grand final. Now, minus the grand final, of course, phase 4. That's a whole other story you can get into. But Ultimate offensively right now are clicking, and that is kind of throwing NRG for a little bit of a loop. Off the kickoff here, this one set up field. Daniel to catch.
What's happening?
He's gonna air dribble it down. Not gonna get past Chronic on this one. Beast Mode tries to follow through, but First Killer guides it out.
Daniel back with a full tank, and First Killer unable to do much more. NRG really just struggling to get any kind of consistency on the ball. That is an uncharacteristic miss there from Atomic. He got caught between trying to really catch that and move the ball forward. Look where it's put them. That one miss has allowed Ultimates to keep this.
Sounds like a sinner. What does that mean? With this? Oh.
With zero boost, beast mode.
Like that kind of sinner?
The net. There was a defender there.
She do look like one of them feminists girl.
When they try to crunch down on this Ultimate's defense.
They got the goddamn nose ring. She look like a bull with a nose ring. Goddamn.
Goes away, and all of a sudden they're back on defense.
Oh man, and they're still stuck there too. Bump on a first.
Goofy as shit.
Barely enough to get out, but it is short-lived. LJ, although on low boost, and safely carry this down to FK.
Oh, really?
Double off the side, goes straight back down. Not the angle he wanted off of it, but again, you're in a 2-goal lead right here. And I mean, the Ultimates, they just look solid. They're letting NRG kind of play themselves out right now. The shot goes in. Atomic finally waking up a little bit here in this game. Number 1, he saw this ball off the side and just great control to get this over FK, but that post and
I thought no. I thought you said sinner, like they're sinning or something.
You definitely needed something to go.
Probably. I don't know what her name is. I don't think it's Sinner though.
There's not been a clean game at all for NRG to start. The desk talks about Championship Sunday NRG, the quality that we're used to seeing from them on Sundays, even if they don't look.
Oh, I can't play shit
in the tournament. This is where we usually see them lock it down. The Ultimates seem to more be standing in their way and making life difficult. Granted, NRG aren't helping their case too much right now. Beast Mode high into space, look for a way out.
Each player must play. I can't play shit. That's hilarious.
They gotta chase this ball down.
1 minute left.
Yeah, I know Amp and like Agent, the nerdy one that lost weight, right? I like Phantom and all them, right?
NRG pretty much doing what they have done throughout the entirety of this game, just trying to put hands up on this.
Fuck, I'm 2-2. Goddammit.
It's not enough. Chronic breaks away off the side.
Oh shit. Okay.
But LJ will make sure it goes through.
We don't see it on the replay, but right
I like
before this
so another deck. Like I need to go first. Like, bro, I could have done so much damage.
flew right by it. NRG's positioning, just waiting
Let me go first.
for any kind of play.
Babushka. Now watch, when I go first, I'm gonna just get the secret barrel and that's it. Like, it's a garbage.
The rest of it was real easy for LJ. Yeah, I mean, even when you think you have the right idea,
Shit's a garbage.
And you need time bought for your team to get back into position as well.
Oh, we about up. Bump the ass right here.
NRG first killer off the ground and
Come on, give me a bomb, give me a bomb, give me a bomb. Give me a bomb.
NRG can't put the ball on target. Chronic still makes the stop.
Oh, he He's fucking swarming it. That's funny. You see the fucking. That's hilarious. Run that trap card I was using the gate there.
And locked in, and that's how you gotta be against NRG.
What's it?
Whether NRG is playing at their absolute best or on an off day, you have to be at your absolute
The one that just negates one, right?
What they bring to the table, and of course, I do expect some sort of a change from NRG.
Fuck, I'm gonna lose because I'm going second.
But I will say, Jorby, after seeing the performance we're getting here in comparison to what we saw yesterday with NRG and
I knew it. Oh, that's the bitch. Hercules type shit.
that's the mistakes that have been going on for the last 48 hours, or do the Ultimates just have their way with NRG?
That's 3K. That's maybe 2K. I need another gift card and I might be able to kill him.
NRG had their small
Ooh,
moment,
he
but
did that.
Ultimates have already broken out of their half. Beast Mode almost got a little bit of a catch out here and goes into the hands of Atomic. just these small lurkarounds, but no really threatening challenges coming out of NRG.
Good defense from Ultimates. Wasn't a bad push from NRG. They had to work through a couple of layers.
No way.
50 goes right back to first killer. Beast mode in net. Daniel avoids that bump. Atomic gets a demo as well.
I don't care what you call it, but
Daniel has
it's
to stretch to get across. Mistouch from Atomic. And
Oh,
Atomic happy he did
the
not
huge
get
revolution,
it.
or
NRG have another chance coming across. Atomic holding the ball. Daniel's third man got deleted. We'll have to watch LJ in the midfield. Atomic actually going to cut. Daniel lets them. First killer plays it away. So Daniel and Beast Mode go for that. Right idea. They do get the shot. Looked a little awkward there at first, but they figured it out.
And this is a little bit better from NRG too. Seeing Atomic kind of just lob these shots with speed, at least, towards this net is giving, I'm sure, many NRG fans some hope. The demo down, the shot on in. This is the NRG that people were missing.
For Hercules, he said NRG have to make some adjustments. One particular adjustment is that physical game. While that demo wasn't particularly useful in terms of making that goal happen, really it was the touch beforehand.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are putting some extra pressure on this ultimate rotation. You have to make that save quickly.
Card is gay.
Daniel just gives up the ball.
Very,
Came
very
across, didn't find the angle he wanted. Makes up for it with the 50. First killer underneath. Has Beast Mode beat. Atomic has to buy some time. Was hoping to maybe get Daniel, but Daniel missed the midfield boost. And is forced to go the whole way back, and now the ball bounces
Rumble.
away
I
from
hate your
NRG.
app. Yo, I hate
First killer
fucking
right by
studio, bro.
Chronic lifts it up back to LJ.
It's doing the not showing my viewers and shit. Like,
Daniel
what?
gets underneath
Or,
it.
yeah, and
Not a
like,
ton of boost for Chronic
I have to
either,
pop
as
out the
NRG
Rumble
trades back in
chat.
position, race it back towards the net.
Fucking retarded.
Chronic didn't have enough boost at pace.
Yeah, right now, at least NRG are able to be a little bit more in charge of the boost that's on their half and not letting it get stolen from themselves. So at least
This
those
guy isn't
transitions are
plutzing, he's
coming
just
out a
cycling
little bit
shit.
more successfully. Beast Mode's going to try and beat out FK on this. He does, but it rolls down straight to Chronic. And all of NRG fairly close together on this one. You usually see them a little bit more spaced out, but they got to kind of almost be in line with each other to stop a lot of these attempts from the ultimate. It's Beast Mode is going to throw this one up. There's no bump on Daniel, or excuse me, no bump on first killer, so that one wasn't going to find its way in.
Couple of scary touches from Ultimates on defense. Could very easily be a 2 or even 3-0. That's how Ultimates have had to rush back on some of these tries.
Like, what is that? It's like it's not plussing.
Daniel gets a clean touch. No boost in the midfield. Beast Mode tried an incredible redirect. Could not quite nail that. Nice job from Atomic holding the midfield line, but Daniel gets smacked out of the way. They go vertical.
All right, man, later.
Mustard on that one from LJ and Chronic. Had to try to line that up. Good luck. Beast Mode catches. Back to Daniel. Everyone froze. And first killer doesn't care. He thaws himself out. They still got to stop Daniel as he comes across an NRG. A little more as advertised in this game. They've held on defense. It's the 1-0 lead. And slowly but surely, they've kept Ultimates from actually keeping consistent possession. Gets flung around, but look who has the ball. Atomic right back over to Daniel. They'll keep Ultimates on their front wheels, trying to anticipate everything. Beast Mode feathering the boost, getting across. And Chronic, good 50 to get the continuing touch.
I gotta hand it to NRG. This is definitely a lot of adjustments having to be made, but they are doing it and successfully reset down to Atomic is sent off by Chronic. And 1 minute left to go. Beast Mode wants to find NRG that insurance goal desperately. Although this will fall back to the Ultimates. We got to see what they can do with it. First killer, no boost, but reset over. Beast Mode allows LJ the time to try and get this to Chronic, but the Ultimates are now being, you know, tested. They're seeing what NRG was dealing with, which is you get out of your half, but now you have no boost to work with, so every single play you are sending forward is fairly slow. This bump out might be the better of chances, but even then, like I said, it's that low boost that really is holding the Ultimates back.
First killer's doing everything. They're trying to open up a gap. His first try, though, he handed it off to a Chronic with no boost. He couldn't get any power. Second time he gets a bump in front of the net. Everyone's kind of waiting on the positions on the wings. There was no real angle to attack. Beast Mode finds that picture and catches it. First killer gets the 50 as time starts to expire in game 2. First killer lets Chronic go forward. He needs some boost. He's stuck in the box with nothing. Easy shot to save. Chronic, 25 as he gets this touch. 20 going down, looks for LJ. Keeps the ball up. First killer underneath. He's Daniel, and Daniel lets the ball drop. NRG.
Yo, chain burn would have been.
This is going to be, I think, a very, very back and forth series. The fact that NRG were able to make so many adjustments in such a short period of time and come out with the win.
That's
feel
a
like
dub,
it's
that's
a
a
good
dub.
indicator that they are still in this. NRG isn't a lost cause by any means whatsoever. They're a little bit tighter than we've all been used to for the last year that we've seen this squad, and the Ultimates definitely got a challenge faced to them, which was what is it like to be stuck in your own half again for the first time?
Yeah, this was more of the classic NRG. They get that early, or not really an early goal. It came, I think, about halfway through, and then they just held on to it and kept possession away. Got the 50s that they needed to refuel and get ready for the next touch, and they never gave Ultimates any kind of consistent possession. This is the NRG that is so frustrating for every single team to play in North America. Got to put that together consistently. Do we have a consistent NRG from here on out? That's my big question right now. Ultimates,
No, they don't.
They had some chances there late. First Killer started to go first killer mode, and you're never going to count Ultimates out of anything as long as he's at the helm. But game 3, NRG playing good defense. Can they keep it up here?
Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to go into game number 3, a tied series
Gotcha, bitch.
between the Ultimates and NRG here. We're gonna see who can take
Tied series,
that
tied series.
lead
That's cool.
back on the overall.
Atomic has beast mode high. Trying to shuffle it out to Daniel. A bit of a risk for Daniel to take. It ends up not punishing them too bad, but that's a poor touch from Atomic. Better shot. That put a
Very
little
poor,
more
very
pressure on the
poor.
NRG backline, but a couple of slight mishaps aren't enough to knock NRG down a goal just yet. But LJ,
I want the
great touch.
OTK.
Got the board. Beast mode having to come around. Doesn't have many options. Just sit behind the ball and hope they hit it right into you. Everybody low here.
I want that OTK, baby. Want that OTK. Oh, that's OTK, but not. Oh no, I need bad reaction. I need bad reaction. That's crazy work.
NRG somehow come out of it unscathed.
That's OTK, but I don't have it. I hate life. If he fucking harpies, I'm forfeiting. I'm done. I'm
Well, the
cooked.
update let us know.
Kaput.
She stays
Kaputs.
out into the mid. Chronic's gonna have to turn around, pops it up.
So this
Killer. Gonna try
fucking
and
deck
get these
bricks like a
LJ.
mother.
They tried to fake out NRG, but both players were back and ready to defend.
Ah.
That's a tough opportunity earlier for Ultimates. It looked like LJ had a chance at the shot. He didn't.
I mean, it's trainable,
so
but-
the ball bounced pretty high. Had he ended up hitting that, he probably just would have launched it and gave an easier counterattack to NRG. So a side flip off the ball will help not give an easy counterattack out. The first killer gets demoed on the backside. Beast mode avoids that boost. Stays on the ball. Daniel will keep things locked in as NRG try to get some more boost and stay locked into the blue half. Atomic and beast mode can't beat first killer to the ball. First killer keeps his momentum, makes the 50 a challenge. LJ though only 12. Our first killer helping him out. Talk about making it work on low boost. First killer still has nothing on the back line. He might be in a real heap of trouble. LJ will help him out. First killer can finally leave and go get boost. Good layering from both sides defensively, helping support their players on low boost and not trying to force a player to try to take a really uncomfortable challenge that will put the rest of your team in a bad spot. Both teams have had that awareness. Pass from LJ right into beast mode.
Damn, I could have killed him, but
An open net. All Daniel has to do is make sure no one can get to it. And beast mode gets credited.
You talk about Daniel making sure no one has to do anything. It's like him being there is enough to stress Chronic out. Chronic goes for the demo. Of course, Daniel was in his path and in his way. That ball was going in no matter what there. And half the game to go. NRG have their lead. This is what we saw the last one. From here out, NRG is just going to ramp up the defense, especially if they get a second one here. But Chronic manages to do what should have been impossible. Let's keep that out in transition. The Ultimates in NRG's half.
I honestly, I didn't see a single shade of white on the ball.
No,
there was no white or gray. That looked 100% shadowed. What a save from Chronic. Keeps you in the game. Like you said, Hercules, The NRG defense, they go and lock themselves in. Insurance will be real nice for them if Daniel can find some here. He gets clearance on one. Chronic, no boost, and happy nobody was immediately rebounding that towards him. First killer shakes the ball off one. Atomic beats the ball, but it's a free touch for Daniel. Atomic screens across for Daniel, but he's challenged, and it's knocked away. First killer will just bop it downfield. That just lets NRG get it back to beast mode.
Ew, ew.
Right in the internet. Punished for the touch. You can't give NRG a free touch.
You absolutely cannot, and he does it all the way from his own half to a disgustingly long length of a shot for NRG, and that's the comfort that they needed to play these next 91 seconds against the Ultimates. All you gotta do is just let the Ultimates wear themselves out, although it is gonna be a little difficult if Ultimates start to demo you off your own half. Although Daniel said, no, it's fine. You can demo, my friends. You can take people off the field, but you're not in your own side.
You gotta question LJ turning there.
A little bit.
Like Chronic, he turns around like he's gonna play third because he sees Chronic coming forward, but he has the whole view of everyone on NRG. He sees the attack coming his way, and he still decides to turn upfield, despite the fact that Chronic hadn't even left the ground. A questionable decision from LJ there with just over a minute left. You're down by 2, and now the game looks like it's comfortably out of reach.
I mean, it's not impossible, but of course NRG would have to be faltering defensively, which doesn't seem like that is a very likely possibility in this game number 3 here. First killer, a little bit of an awkward touch. LJ is gonna try and finish it out. Daniel, I do like how much more active he's getting. He was a lot quieter in those first 2 games, but he's everywhere on this, really just making sure that NRG have all the momentum in the world headed into this next 30 seconds.
James Bott had said on the desk earlier that beast mode, and when he's playing first man, it's so hard to actually shake that ball off of him. It's been the compliment of his beast mode's team getting him the ball. Beast mode setting things up. It looked shaky in game 1. Well, NRG look like they're right back to their championship Sunday form in these last 2 games. Chronic trying to get something for Ultimates here, who have come away with 0 goals in the last 2 games. NRG might get a 4th one here, but a lot of questions yet to be answered for the Ultimates. We see a tactical timeout coming for them because NRG look like they are in complete control.
Oh yes, it definitely looks like NRG are on the path to being back. I mean, you saw it yesterday after NRG's loss to Gen G. I'm sure everyone's jaws were on the floor. A timeout from the Ultimates has been called, and I mean, for good measure, right? You looked fairly solid in the beginning of this series, and as time is going on, NRG are just looking more and more comfortable and like themselves.
For Ultimates, only one really awful mistake. That second goal from Beast Mode, the pinch off the city. You can understand why that one just goes in. You're not expecting Beast Mode to get that kind of power on that second goal, but the third one is definitely not something you want to see when you're trying to fight back from 0-2 down. So Ultimates is not as easy as it was in game 1 or even the last time they played NRG in the regional. For LJ First Killer and Chronic, they fight past that immaculate defense. They were trying to get a little more physical near the end of the game, but when NRG dictate pace of play and they dictate the possession game like they do, you have to travel that much farther just to get to a challenge. And NRG always find a way to give themselves a favorable position on that challenge by bringing the ball back, creating negative space, and forcing you to come to them, which is always going to create a boost imbalance. And if NRG control that, the rest of the game is easy cake, as the last 2 games happen.
And we also do have to keep in the back of our mind that, you know, despite both of these teams being, you know, having their question marks as to how they even ended up in this position, right? To be playing each other so early, and that one of them could end out, you know, top 6. At the end of it all, they do know each other better than most, right? So there is a level of like what you can expect as they, you know, start to get back into the swing of things and start to figure things out. I'm sure the Ultimates, you know, there's no way they don't recognize that NRG, as soon as they put themselves in a lead, are going to, you know, ramp up the defensive end and really just lock in on it. And so they got to do X, Y, and Z to really just push people off the field. and NRG know that, you know, maybe they're gonna that the ultimates are gonna start sending people in for, you know, pass and plays. But if the pass and plays don't work, when does LJ start stepping up? When does FK start stepping up? It's been, you know, questionable right now for the ultimates to see what they can bring to the table, but a timeout was more than enough time to be able to figure out a new game plan headed into this game number 4.
I really don't think you have to think too differently if you're the ultimates. Really, your offense not been, I mean, it should be non-existent the last 10 minutes. You've been shut out completely. First Killer's had a couple of tries as first man. I really do think the offense will run through him no matter what. LJ's a really nice compliment to that. As my main criticism of this team has always been, if Chronic isn't shooting well, this team doesn't do well. I'm kind of looking at Chronic and his shot opportunities. If he's not putting it on frame, if he's not putting pressure on NRG, then it's going to be a hard bet to beat this team and come back. But they may find themselves down 3-1, losing 3 straight games. But you got about 4 minutes till you get there. First Killer puts a face on that and another ding. You know, that's got to be a sound effect from hell for First Killer.
I can't fathom when you're already down and in situations like this, how frustrating it's got to be to add that layer of, all right, we're letting everyone know what just went down. Hopefully they don't have to hear it too much more. If this one can go just straight on net, Chronic out to the center, FK will avoid the ding and go straight into the net.
Great 50 from LJ as well. Look at how Atomic has to respect LJ. Has no clue he has no boost, but he has to think, oh God, I'm about to get bumped here. I can't go up and challenge this. I'm gonna run into my death. Which gives a little bit of space for Chronic to set that up, and well, Chronic doesn't have to shoot if First Killer's right behind him. That's a great start for Ultimates, their first goal in 2.5 games, as Chronic will take this up quickly. Buy some time for the rest of Ultimates to get set. Time for beast mode and Ultimates. Love to keep that pressure up. LJ on the opposite side won't get a chance at it.
Right now, NRG are also playing a beautiful, almost line game. This shot crossbar down, out, bounced around, and it tried every way to get on in, and even Daniel isn't enough to make this one go through. First Killer caught it and flicked it around. But NRG, the plan is just quick follow-ups, one after the other. Here's gonna come the third soon as this one goes up into the air. See who throws a challenge. It's beast mode, and 3 minutes left on the clock. Feels like a plenty good amount of time to get back into this one, but the Ultimates are starting to really figure NRG out on their defense, although it's a whole other story if you're all off the field.
That is a great...
A beautiful set of demos.
Oh, this shit's retarded. I didn't want to sit through that. Okay.
This one down into the corner. Half this game left to go.
There's only salvation in
Beast mode shot on target.
OTKs.
Save. Daniel up to 1. Another shot down on line. Chronic keeps this one out, and LJ to collect it. Still a tied game here. The Ultimates have had to do a fair amount of fighting on the back end. The clear gets past one, but not past the second. LJ no touch means it's just a free shot for beast mode, and NRG
there we go.
are gonna find their lead here.
The physical game is killing him again, although I'll just say LJ missing the ball there is unfortunate. Granted, First Killer hit an absolute heater to him that he's got to catch close to where that wall in the ceiling hit. And he misses it, it goes straight down. The demo ensures that nobody's going to be able to pick that gaff up. And just when you think you get things going, after an air dribble bump from NRG was an excellent play from them earlier. And now they've just taken the lead right back from Ultimates. LJ trying to set up Chronic. Got 2 to commit. Daniel off the ball. First Killer finds the seam.
The finishes are coming through. The follow-ups and responses just as quick as people would have hoped. And the Ultimates playing extremely aggressive. Jorby, this is what we wanted from them too. When NRG started to ramp things up, you had to sit there and question, can the Ultimates keep up with them? The answer is yes. A tied game once again, a center out, but no follow-up. Beast Mode's touch weak enough that FK transitioned it out at least past mid, and no boost for Atomic means a shot to the backboard is gonna come through for the Ultimates.
Not been as easy on defense, not been as easy to possess for NRG. And we are not on the same page today. Multiple times, Ultimates thinking one way, and LJ thinking another way. Not to pick on him in particular, but he seems to be in each one of these mix-ups that Ultimates are having. What the comms are like right now, Ultimates have to figure that out. You're in a close game. What feels like a must-win game in this series. Don't want to go down 3-1 against NRG. As Atomic flips it away. Chronic tries to keep it tight. It's good enough for now, but can you pitch it up above? Daniel just has about everything covered. And now the drop ball, but nobody could go. Beast Mode was downfield. No bump for him either. Atomic keeps the ball short with a vertical. Beast Mode loses that corner boost. 50's still good for Daniels. They get to hold on to the ball. Beast Mode's ready after grabbing his own corner boost as well. Awkward ball for first killer. Gets a light touch on it. Beast Mode ain't gonna quit just yet. 13 as he left, just couldn't keep on the ball. The NRG are holding here towards overtime.
Atomic tried to send it up, but in these last 10 seconds, the Ultimates are gonna try and steal this one away. Low boost, 50 forward. One on the ground. Chronic just enough off the nose to let first killer have another attempt. A miss is unexpected, so this one's gonna hit the ground. We have an overtime to take this win.
OT, LJ getting that kickoff. What more? And Ultimates get going here. Atomic, good job keeping square on the ball, helping the 50 and giving Beast Mode a way in.
What's up, everyone? Hope y'all doing all right. Hit that like, hit that, hit that. Yeah.
Apparently it's the crossbar from hell for everybody in the lobby. As this one pops up high, first killer racing towards it, gets chipped out and then deleted. Atomic kind of pushed him into the jaws. As Chronic comes across, and Ultimates are hanging on for dear life. Missing that one! Atomic no touch with first killer. Still comes away with the grab. Can they come away with the ball? Possession, anything. First killer might have found the break. The shot is beautiful from first killer. Finding the break. And killing NRG here.
Just a series of unfortunate events in those final moments for NRG. The miss from Atomic, the ball gets...
Hate to see it.
Just
or not necessarily like discombobulated or anything, but having to play your highest amount of pressure in the last few moments of a game is just a little bit too much stress.
I'm gonna let him cook. I'm gonna pee.
Unnecessary stress that NRG are being given right now. And for the Ultimates, they need to get back into the swing of things of getting these opening leads and kind of holding on to them for themselves.
Chronic coming across. A lot of pace on that ball. Actually helps LJ out. All he's got to do is keep that ball tight. Now NRG just start to lock it down. Daniel gets a double. Daniel demo at Beast Mode gets the easy first goal for NRG. That physical game has been lethal for NRG in this series.
It really has. When it was missing, NRG felt very, very absent. And as soon as they kind of, I don't even want to say like had to get confident. They just wanted to make sure that them going for these demos and these, aggressive plays weren't really throwing themselves too far out of rotation. Once they realized that they were capable of, doing this onto the Ultimates again, really just put them into a favorable position headed into the rest of the series.
Hard bounce. Ultimates were the first to strike in the last game. But in each of the games, NRG were able to score first. They've taken that win. LJ, not a ton of boost here. It's best to get the pass, but Atomic was up very early for it. And without LJ any chance to maneuver. It's Ultimates right back on the blue half. Put in front. Ultimates do try to bring this ball down a lot. Try to give themselves that favorable 50. sometimes it really does just come down when you're able to position correctly to, can you maintain momentum? And then that goes down to, can you maintain and manage the boost grabs? So often it comes down to that against the
Motherfucker's still going.
like NRG. Ultimate's
That literally
surviving
like
for
the
now, but
fucking
getting bumped
pea.
and chipped. That's truly been a
People
struggle for them to
still
break
think
out.
the
But
fuck
LJ
doing
finds
absolutely
one
nothing.
against Daniel. Finds two, and beast mode makes sure
Hope we get
he
secret
can't
barrel.
find any angle, although LJ would
We
have
get
made
secret
a
barrel
close
on
affair of
dead
it,
ass.
even if it was just a little high. Beast mode clearing it away, buying a little bit of time as Daniel got the lead.
FK's just kind of been on a little bit of a rampage. Just really trying to throw NRG off with these demos. Atomic versus LJ in the race for the ball. Beast mode stays up for the fight. You see that lurk from Atomic, and I don't think, I mean, obviously the Ultimates are realizing it in a sense, but a lot of these demos they're doing are actually helping NRG have somebody further back, because by the time the Ultimates get their clear, Daniel is already back in and spawned in, ready to go and catch and throw this ball back up. And NRG is like, all right, just let this dictate our flow right now. And they seem
I mean,
very
they can't get this
comfortable
ball
with
out
it.
of the corner. They can't get the ball out of the corner at all. They bring the ball down, and NRG, sure, they have that first man gone, but that 50, they keep letting it go back to them. And then again, it's the same problem. Ultimates have to chase the 50s instead of it being on an outlet that they can chase down. And the few times they get it, NRG are ready for it, they get to stop it, and they take possession again. That's a hard touch. And LJ, there's nothing he can do about it. He's got to use more boost. Off the screen,
Really?
he actually might find a pass to Chronic, and somehow slips underneath. I thought for sure NRG would have a hand up there, but no hands, and a goal for the Ultimate.
He's just a bit too high off this one. I think they thought maybe it'd be slow enough that, you know, they could catch Chronic out, or maybe he would have taken the shot for himself, but no, enough to make a connect in a tight game with less than 2 to go.
Excellent pass from LJ. Chronic scores. Beast mode. What? That was always tough. I gotta get on beast mode camp for this one. As he comes down, well, first of all, let's talk about that terrible touch from Atomic, because he's got to chase it down. Atomic just needed to put that in a bit of a safer spot. Beast mode was still in the middle of landing. And look, everyone in chat's gonna be like, low on goal, low on goal, low on goal. But like, I'd like to see you make that save.
Yeah,
That's a tough one.
that is an extremely tough one. I don't even know how much boost he would have needed to actually have made that save possible.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to Atomic not dropping that ball off to a free same-day delivery package to Ultimates. Ultimates will obviously take it. Be careful. First killer easily handles Atomic's Atomic's touch. Can't work around beast mode, though. He's always just a step ready for you. LJ, classic ground pop air dribble. I think he's tried that the last like 4 times he's gotten the ball in the midfield. Beast mode might have him caught here. Nothing he can do about it. Easy does it for beast mode. He don't need no air dribble.
No, he does not. I mean, you said it perfectly. LJ was trying it again, and at this point, this is just NRG saying, all
Bitch, I'll get fucked.
every time you do this, you've caught yourself out just a bit too far, man. I'm going to start punishing you for it. And NRG,
Bill,
tied
get
up
fucked.
game at number 5 here off the kickoff. Daniel going to catch it. Takes his time with it as Chronic sends it off. FK is going to get beat out by Atomic, and this touch slows the Ultimates down enough for NRG to get in position to defend against LJ off the backboard. Great read out into the corner.
Ultimate grab midfield possession. First killer quickly moving around. He gets a favorable bounce to LJ, but Atomic was ready. Chronic
Get that shit
holding
out
on
of
to the
here.
50. First killer looking for boost. No boost comes his way. Chucks it. Beast mode ready to get the catch. Which way will he progress? His Ultimates are happy to let him just give the ball up here. First killer lets it bounce. Gets through one. Multiple layers are available for NRG. Struggling to, again, hold on to the ball, put real pressure on. How many touches they got to get just to get some possession, and NRG are still the ones with the ball. Daniel catches it high towards the end of regulation. LJ looking for a clear out. Daniel, the boost spawns as he lands. First killer there for the touch, and nothing beast mode can do. We have overtime.
A golden goal. Somebody gets to declare match point here in this
Not
quarter
Memento.
final. Ultimate in that NRG half demoed off. LJ to
Oh,
the backboard.
shit.
Can he get this one down to first killer? Not enough with speed to get it to him in time. And everybody on the end of the ultimates is having to dodge NRG's attempts to bump them or demo them off of their plays. As LJ gets bumped off this one, Chronic's the one to take.
Free ball for whoever gets there. Beast Mode just turns off. Made it look like he was going to go for something on Atomic's touch. Thought maybe the demo instead. By the way, the threat did hold Ultimates back, but they're none the worse for it. Beast Mode up high has support. First Killer was up early for this. He saw the Daniel pass coming and jumped before they actually made contact together. But is it enough to keep putting the pressure on? They're only getting to the edges. They're not getting to the center. And that's the part that people care about. You don't care about the crust. You want the inside. You want the juicy bits. First Killer looking to squeeze NRG out, but he can't even squeeze the ball. It's Beast Mode, no boost. Bumps LJ, giving Daniel a little bit of space. A 50, not the cleanest here for NRG. Beast Mode, midfield boost ball. Getting across. First Killer will wait. And his patience, will it pay off at all as LJ looks for a way out? Neither team is really finding any kind of success in terms of the possession game. Maybe LJ finds some here. Beast Mode, nope, not at all.
Yeah, this is a very evenly, tug-of-war kind of style for this ball. One clear after the other. A Daniel catch, though, gives NRG a bigger moment of possession. Atomic off the cross. And the follow from Beast Mode comes in to that net. NRG are going to be the ones to take match point.
Now, LJ was getting harassed with a bump. He had to avoid that, which forced the slight mistouch. You saw how much boost he had. It wasn't a lot, and he needed to buy way more time. The time was not on Ultimate's side, and NRG squirrel away another game victory here in OT.
What is that?
Ultimate push back. They don't have any more timeouts left. NRG still have a timeout in hand if this ends up going to game 7. Neo Tokyo's not kind of NA team, so we're even heading down to Neo Tokyo. Even in terms of the voodoo, the curses.
Yeah, in terms of you start talking about curses and being all ooey about this. Yeah, that's a whole other drop of lore for people to get into. But as far as what's in front of our faces, I do gotta point out, Beast Mode almost pushed 800 points alone in that game. An absolutely disgusting showing from him, and for good reason, right? This is the one that really is gonna matter, because I do wanna, I know we don't talk about it too much, Storby, but Ultimates, you're gonna be in your head a lot about this one, right? This is a very emotional team. There's a lot of passion going on, but when they are frustrated, they are head in the sand, hand hitting the ground, frustrated.
But maybe you're starting to see them evolve a little bit, because on the cams you see First Killer, he's chatting. I think in previous years, First Killer, when he's losing and we put him on the cam, he's got the dead stare, he's silent, but he was chatting a lot there. Chronic looks like he was moving. You're absolutely right. But you might see a little bit of evolution from them in that department, just from what we saw on the cams there.
See if it is enough for them to find another win here. Maybe, maturing a little bit and having a new era can force a game 7 here for the Ultimate. Although it is back where they started on defense.
NRG will be a threat no matter what game they'll be playing in today. It took them a game to get into it, and I don't think it's been the cleanest the whole way throughout. That 2-game stretch they had, where they shut out Ultimates completely. The best they had looked for sure. Ultimates have had some really good pushes on offense. The key difference still, sounds simple, it sounds stupid, but it's the demos. Beast Mode taking one out. Just gotta be careful. NRG get those demos, lurk a little too far forward and push yourself out of position, but no problem for Atomic as he flushed his way back to Beast Mode. They work together, but nothing done as Daniel waits for the midfield.
And in that midfield line, another pass over to Beast Mode. Tried to get it down to Daniel, but not the time or the space. And LJ is going to have to go around. One flick over, just enough boost in Atomic's tank to keep that one out. As NRG work together with their low resources, they do manage to find the backboard, but there is no follow-up shot. Instead, it's just another attempt out from Daniel. Low boost from NRG with whoever tends to be on the ball, although this time it is another story. Beast mode, follow from Daniel, bump on to Chronic. Could have opened things up, but Beast mode facing the wrong way on this.
Atomic didn't get a ton of power. It almost worked out. Beast mode flips into a demo and a failed shot. Beast mode. Chronic just trying to shake that ball off of him. Always looks like he's going to take the challenge. And then he pulls off at the last second. The next one, he'll actually take the challenge, and he'll always keep guessing. Frustration about playing against Beast mode. Ultimates don't give any free rebounds to NRG. They might find one here, and Beast mode blocks his teammate's shot as he's trying to get out, and he ends up getting in the way. That's a tough one for NRG. They still have possession. Daniel still holds this ball. LJ might sniff it away, though.
What they got going
Trying to
on?
stall forward. No dice here. The bounce doesn't work out for Beast mode. He gets the bump on Chronic. LJ wins the touch. Second across. First killer. Should be easy. And it is 1-0 Ultimate.
The time and space that Ultimate needed has been found. It has been granted. FK from the corner. Just a beautiful follow. And halfway through this game, 6 Ultimates have their lead. They just got to hold on to it. They've had to play a tremendous amount of defense throughout this series, and now they finally get to go where they're comfortable. The offensive front, first killer off the backboard, sent off, and Atomic to follow the touch. And NRG finally in this half, although it's going to be, again, short-lived. This one gets sent back. Chronic off the backboard. Here comes Atomic trying to sneak it in, and LJ keeps it out.
Short-lived. NRG almost just put it in right there.
Hey, yo.
Still looking for it. Atomic taking the ball away. Daniel, double tap. Chronic was there. First killer denies the rebound to Beast mode. Daniel boost spawns as he's sitting there. It's happening to you a lot, Daniel. Must be nice. Chronic gonna let LJ come through, and they needed that one as 2/3 of Ultimates need to go get some boost. Daniel will take that time and reload. First killer takes it away from him. Trying to keep this ball tight. Good move against Atomic. He got Beast mode to handle now in the back wall.
Just over 90 seconds left here. This was a really important one. NRG need to get back into it, but they've been stuck. FK's shot is going to frustrate all 3 members of NRG. LJ around the corner, and what should have been a clear just fell straight into the hands of the enemy.
You know, we're saying Neo Tokyo, the curses are equal here. First killer and Atomic have both had nightmares about this map. Maybe the announcer as well fading into the background. And now the dings as well. They just love to get out of this one. Get to game 7. Atomic trying to help get NRG started here. They've been shut down. LJ gets a perfect bounce from the touch. Knocked away, but they're not done yet. LJ stole the boost. Chronic, take the pass. Massive fake from LJ, but Beast mode comes across and still gets the pass out. Chronic was underneath, so first killer didn't want to go. There was Atomic there as well. But I mean, LJ was playing with his food there for a little bit.
He definitely was. There's a little bit of overconfidence, but that is not a bad thing whatsoever. Redirect back with enough power to go at least on target. And Daniel on goal line, almost into the ultimate half. This one pinches up from the ceiling down. Beast mode, no touch. Atomic to Daniel, but the Ultimates are playing it safe. 2 in net with 30 seconds to go. And right now, Ultimates, all they got to do is play a very strong, clean 22 seconds.
Daniel across, back to Atomic, double commit off the bar. And one touch will keep a rebound away from Beast mode. Daniel sends it out. Need a goal with time left. They need the ball first. And it's not forthcoming. Time expires. We go to game 7 as if these two teams couldn't go any other way.
What's that dumb cunt doing?
I mean, you wouldn't expect anything less from them. This
Retarded.
is what most people would have deemed a grand final. This is what many people expected to be the grand final.
The best of 7. Game move.
Coming back from the Birmingham Major. Nobody really saw these two down here, but alas, this is where we ended up. A game 7 quarterfinal.
Where ye be?
Match here, because this one is sending somebody out of the Raleigh Open 4.
There wasn't as many demos either on defense. NRG, they not for a lack of trying. They were trying to shake Ultimates off their rotation on defense. They couldn't do it, namely, they couldn't
Energy,
kill Cross.
energy.
5 saves out of the 7 total saves from Ultimates in that game. NRG had no lack of pressure or offense in that. The difference is they couldn't actually remove Ultimates off the field enough or in those key moments. Think about the attempted double tap from, I believe it was Daniel earlier. Chronic was able to single hop, make the stop. That was a huge save for Ultimates. So Chronic coming up in clutch moments on Neo Tokyo to help Ultimates stay in the lead and keep NRG scoreless. Now we come to the end. Remember, loser here, you're not going to have that many points. You're stuck in the quarterfinals. Both of these teams made the major. Both of these teams were a threat at the major. But one of these teams is going to have to work a lot harder than the other after today to make sure that they are one of the 4 teams going to Raleigh.
Just a crazy turn of events that leads to a very, very intense game number 7. Of course, the NRG timeout is a moment for Sathu to speak to these guys and really figure out what they need to do in these last 5 minutes, at least of regulation. We don't know if we're getting another crazy OT, but how to slow the Ultimates down, because the Ultimates look so much more balanced, Jorby, than they did in the last few games of the series. Ultimates really have started to figure out, you know, their flow of getting back in time and transitioning out. And
I hate these fucking 20-minute turns, though.
Stop NRG in their tracks.
If they've got wherever second man is, a quick follow-up. NRG are forcing you to chase them down by creating negative space with those back passes or bringing the ball high, forcing you to make that challenge. Ultimates have been able to step up to that. But that's why you got to keep an eye on who's taking the boost, especially in those corners when a team's trying to set up pressure. You know, if you're watching at home, keep an eye on those midfield boosts, on those corner boosts, who's winning those bouts. That's who's going to end up starving and putting the other team under a little more pressure. When teams are about even as they are right now, a lot of times that's what it comes down to. When a team like NRG wants to beat you by holding the ball, well, it takes boost and space to get that done. Ultimates have been able to close that space as we start game 7 for our second match of the day here on Championship Sunday. NRG in danger of losing this one and not making a grand final. Ultimates still trying to win their first event. Chronic gets challenged here. Beast mode right in the corner. LJ makes the stop, but Daniel's there. Got the dunk on first killer. Chronic diving back, not going to get the touch. Daniel steals the boost. LJ trying to shake him off the ball. And NRG pressing around the corner. Beast mode fakes that first touch. Let Chronic give that up. And a demo from Daniel onto LJ gives them space. So 2 plays from 2 players right there on NRG helps give them that ball back. They stop what would have been a nasty counterattack from the Ultimate.
A lot of pressure has come out from nasty. They're going to continue it up here. First
fucking Ash Blossom that, really?
It up for Chronic, but Daniel beat him out. And they're trying to get at least creative with getting this ball around NRG. First killer takes his time, resets, a touch on target, but this one still stays out. LJ popped it towards that net there, and the follow from Chronic completely denied by Beast Mode. And Ultimates, although they are, yes, throwing themselves at this ball, NRG have finally broken out. The demo play isn't enough, though. And for now, you stay in a little bit of a stalemate, although Chronic could stop it here. He'd attempted to waterfall it. LJ recognizes and respects the NRG defense and slows down.
Good read from Beast Mode. First killer kept the ball short, brought it straight vertical, and Beast Mode got the height necessary. And that's delayed the push, but NRG, they got squeezed across, and a big save forces LJ to go back. This is an Ultimate's possession, and LJ with a full tank just whipped it away. NRG end up giving it right back. LJ got to keep it tight this time. Somehow has that catch. Hits the bump underneath. Chronic had the 50 as well. Atomic lands, and the ball falls perfectly to his bumper. And what looked like it was going to be uncomfortable, Ultimates have to work a little harder. Chronic playing tight on the 50 from first killer, but there's nowhere to go, and NRG get out.
Right now, NRG are just waiting for opportunities to be presented, and one found itself here. Daniel past LJ, demo out. Atomic already there to try and follow, but Chronic sees his moment, takes his clear, and although the clear, yes, is going into the hands of NRG, if Ultimates can at least just kind of have NRG circling their own half, that's enough to slow their momentum. Chronic takes his time, a challenge from Beast Mode. 50s this one back, Daniel to follow around the corner. LJ flips it back, a little bit of frustration in the corner between LJ and FK as this ball needs to get carried out. NRG recognize that they can force the ultimates to get tangled between themselves on defense.
LJ picks this up. He's through Atomic. Through Daniel! LJ, no, he's denied! First killer went to go take the shot, and the game didn't even credit him for it. He wasn't the first to hit it. NRG, you thought the gate was open, but it was very much closed. That shot is just wide. Chronic still gets credited for a save. Trying to carry that ball back out. Chronic with no boost, and it's hit right into him. But Ultimates need a bit of a salve. LJ could be the wrap. As he forces his way through. First killer, though, get the bump. I'm not sure that's exactly what First killer wanted, but he'll take it. Chronic with the touch out. Pass to LJ, and the ball ends up on the opposite side of his car. No shot for Ultimates. No more possession. Daniel hops over one, forces his way through another. Atomic, big muscles, but just can't lift the bar.
I gotta hand it to Chronic, the amount of times that he is put in a starting position, but Daniel has his cake and eats it to Beast Mode, to the sidewall. That
a double bump.
Wide open net for NRG.
That's crazy.
First killer, he pied Chronic in the face. Talk about having your cake and eat it too. And a huge team bump. Oh my God, they got it back. Oh my God, dude, this game. Like the most egregious team bump I've seen. Like the Ultimates in particular. And I'm thinking, okay, well, that's going to be NRG one. LJ just doing LJ things right off the kickoff, bro. What is happening?
That's the most ultimate series of events, too. To pull that off and then come out and clean yourself up off the post. NRG just try to sneak one back in. Daniel takes his time off the backboard and the force and Atomic to clean. NRG find their lead.
Daniel dizzying up the Ultimates here. Dropping it down. Good luck trying to save that one coming across. Chronic had no boost. 3 goals in the last 20 seconds of gameplay. After what was just locked down, nobody could get anything going. No shot, they do this again. Chronic. It had the placement. First killer wins a huge touch, and it saves off the bar. LJ, no! No, what? That was the most pinfall defense I have ever seen. NRG, how is it not 2-2?
It's not 2-2 because Atomic exists, because NRG defense is some of the best in the entire world. They got it together here, and when it matters
NRG.
took their lead, and so long as this ball hits the ground, it is theirs. Daniel to Atomic on the grass. NRG Esports can breathe a sigh of relief as they send the Ultimates home.
That shot is sad to you. That's all-timer right there.
That is the most, like,
completely
encompassing clip of what NRG felt in that moment.
Bro was full neck leaning back. Huge sigh of relief. He knew the trouble and the struggle it was going to be if they couldn't end up pulling out the victory there. But man, Ultimates, they were their own worst enemy. First killer, he bumps into Chronic. It's a disaster. It was already a tough play to have to make a play on. You make it worse by running into each other. You make up for that, and then you get killed by Daniel setting it up. You're not able to get back in time, and what a back and forth series. It all started with Ultimates getting a fairly clean game 1 win. NRG not looking great, and then ever since then, NRG, they cleaned it up, looking like old NRG, proving that they're still going to be a force to be reckoned with in North America. NRG still make another grand finals. We'll got more after the break.
That's crazy. Does this hurt me? I think it hurts me. Oh, it doesn't? That's kind of wild. The fact that was activated. I'm just gonna beat the brakes out of this person. It's not burned, but it'll do.
You do yours next? Oh, you're from Oklahoma.
They have to fill the silence.
The bathroom code's 9914.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Look at this hot rodder.
Can you? Energy.
Yes.
Baba G or energy? Energy or face clamp? Whoa. These are windups? Finals next.
Yeah.
Semis.
I can
can't play Rocket League and watch it at the same time.
Right? You hear the jumps and the boosts, and you're like, huh?
Look off the screen for a second, it's in your net.
Right? That too. I know, that's why it's up by Yu-Gi-Oh! On these days.
There you go. Play a settle course then.
Oh, I got a VR for that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Which VR?
The Oculus 3.
Yeah, I had the same one.
I have a feeling I'm gonna like bang my hands
rivalry
on
in
shit,
North America
like-
continues to have the
Yeah,
fireworks
they're fun.
ultimates.
Yeah, I've had one before.
The
but
distance comes down to the final moments.
I'm gonna try this setup.
NRG though get one back here, joined by the coach Sadio. Saw you leaning back in the chair there at the end. How you feeling? Does the heart rate come down?
Barely. It's I'm probably still making my way down, but definitely in a better state than I was then.
Well, for the sake of
Oh,
entertainment, if you don't mind, can we spike it up here a little bit again? I'm gonna show you a replay from the end of Game 7. I just want your reaction to this defensive stand from NRG.
I mean,
That's crazy. What?
The topic in the second one's crazy to me.
Atomic is that guy.
yeah, I mean, you can't make it up. To get obviously that effort from the guys is something that we've been just that never die effort is kind of something that we've wanted to really incorporate and really bring back because we feel like that was something that was missing this season. But I mean, full credit to the guys. We feel like that's a play Ultimates always get away with against us, so it's nice to get one back against them.
That's gotta feel good. Finally get one back your way. I mean, Beast Mode and Daniel I feel like are the flashy names on your team that people are always talking about. Can you talk for a moment about how important Atomic is to NRG?
Yeah, he's when it comes to sharing a vision about how to play the game, me and him are very locked together, and how we play as a team very much relies on that. So he's a big brain, big part of the team. He really does understand what needs to happen in every scenario. He fully understands what leaves his team in a better position, and I can't speak enough on how important he is to the team and just how valuable he is to any team.
I mean, it's a three-man roster. Everyone's gonna be pulling their weight. Obviously, he's one of the best in the world here. Love seeing him out there on the pitch in those crazy saves. Nuts stuff. You got Complexity coming up here in just a moment. I don't want to take any more of your time here. Quick thoughts on that matchup?
I mean, we have their number this season. Let's keep it going.
All right, cool. We'll see if they can get that number dialed again. Sav, thanks so much for the time. Good luck out there on the pitch.
Thanks, Wade.
All righty, NRG come back after dropping it in Birmingham. They reset the record. Had to go to Game 7 again, though, Jorby. These teams neck and neck with each other.
They really are. And I gotta say, not the cleanest series from both squads. I definitely wanted a little bit more from NRG. First of all, that pitch from Beast Mode, yeah, I'm gonna say I wanted a little bit more. Second half of the series, we got the typical NRG, and they were Ultimates. I was a little disappointed with how some of the plays went. They started making mistakes, and I don't think that they really played up to snuff, especially in that Game 7. It was riddled with mistakes that they were trying to come back from. And you thought maybe they'd do it after finally coming back on Neo Tokyo. LJ making up for that team bump, getting that goal right there, and then they gave it right back thanks to Daniel here. And sure, you're coming across and you see, oh, LJ, well, Atomic's hitting that ball no matter what. Chronic has no boost, so if he hits the save, it's a freaking miracle. So LJ has to go across and try to make something happen there. Daniel sets all of that up, makes it way too uncomfortable for Ultimates to do anything about it, and they gave NRG an inch. They took a whole mile.
I felt like in this series also the unsung hero, the most important supporting actor was the crossbar ping sound every time. just such cinema. Both teams as that sound rang through the rafters and into their ears.
I can't even fathom being in that entire scenario, right? You're already in a series, you technically shouldn't have been in, right, as far as placing was concerned. And then you have to keep hearing that every time something goes wrong, and you're like, are you kidding me? They probably hate the update more than anybody on Earth right now.
It was crazy stuff, but that does leave us with the Ultimates making an early exit from the bracket. We will see them play in open number 5, but their story for open number 4 ends here. NRG now have a date with Complexity. The winner of that will advance to the grand finals. NRG trying to get back after missing 2 in a row, but we have more
Go Gen G
before we get to their matches. We're gonna let NRG take a little bit of a break here. On the side, Space Station's been preparing for this match. It's time to get it underway. Gen G Mobile 1 Racing, the story of Saturday. Do they continue, or is it midnight here at the ball? We'll find out. A battle of the gold and yellow Jorby, and we're gonna see Kofor on the pitch once again today.
Yeah, watching the Gopher pop out of the hole and, you know, dig through the woodwork from Space Station in the last series has me thinking, okay, Space Station, you know, you took down a big one on Friday, and now you have a chance to prove yourself against Gen G, who beat NRG convincingly yesterday. I might have to see that ran back wave pump, but I think Space Station are going to be a tough out here. Complexity has the blueprint against Space Station. Like, if you force them to be the ones to have to build pressure, if you can get quality first touches, CRR showed you, this team is not much of a threat on offense. I do think you have it here with Justin and company on this Gen G squad. They look insane together. I'm still thinking about Magic Bear's interview where he said like he was kind of shocked when he's like, we're just kind of flowy. I'm just like, everything was clicking, everything was working. He's in a honeymoon for Gen G.
I mean,
on the other side hurts. I mean, I feel like the Scribbles in the gang have been starting to really gel. It looked so much better against 9 Lives just earlier today.
yeah, I was gonna say, you want to talk honeymoons? I mean, SSG was having one of their own today against 9 Lives. Maybe not as dominant. I knew it wasn't against like NRG or anything, but they did look really well. I think Kofor has looked incredible, although a little less consistent. Again, the word is I'm gonna come back to, I think, for them is like domination. And Gen G, you know, they have the potential to really like pound you into the ground kind of play
Hey,
style.
yo, that's crazy. Pause.
SSG is more like, all right, how many times can we like sneakily get away with all these things and like frustrate you into psychosis?
So this matchup is who's going to have the stronger honeymoon on the first open number 4. Both teams having started peaking at the right moments, but it is single a limb from here on out. Lose here and the story is over. SSG and Gen G, the craziest part, the best part about the story here, Jorby, is one of these teams will play in the grand finals.
Yes, and I wouldn't be upset with either. Space Station, when they had Frosty, you can't help but think about that match against NRG. They were up 3-1 in that grand finals. They haven't made the grand finals since that loss, but they have gotten a little bit better. Now with Kofor on the team, can they do it again? I don't know, man. Like, this Gen G team, it feels different. Like, Magic Bear seems to have taken his step up and staying up. He's not going back down. This is the new normal for him. And I do think that Justin being on the team relieves the pressure on Cheese to be the striker, to be the guy to finish every single chance. Because I think he was inconsistent and is inconsistent on offense. When he's striking, I mean, he's great. But having Justin, having someone so reliable and also someone who can kick up the offense consistently on this team helps relieve that pressure from him. And I think that helps him be more consistent. I just love the makeup of this Gen G roster. And I'm more convinced by their win against NRG than I am against Space Station, with Space Station's win against 9 Lives earlier.
I mean, Herc, I do agree with what Jorby saying here. I feel like the best way to characterize this research for Gen G is that every single one of the players on this team feel less pressure now that they are together. They're like, oh, I can just do me, which there's a chance they could have just done them the whole time. But when you have this like idea in your head, they're like, oh, I've got to like carry this extra weight because my teammates are going to let me down. You play worse just all over. All 3 of them, I think, really trust each other, and that's a huge threat for SSG.
Oh, 100%. Like we heard it yesterday in the interview, the fact that they are just naturally clicking, I think is more than enough proof that they made the right decision and that things are really going to be working out for them. The question is it a honeymoon or is this just the right fit? I got to see the same sort of results over and over consistently to be proved wrong or right.
Well, who do you think's got it? Who do you think's going to have the stronger honeymoon here?
All right. Hey, stronger honeymoon. Gen G by far. Give me Gen G. I mean,
Okay.
come on. How do you destroy NRG and not believe in them after that? Jordan.
Give me Justin. Give me Justin production. Put it up there.
No,
Justin,
it can't be
G-E-N-G.
my fault. It can't be my fault when this falls apart. It's not my fault. They're playing the Rocket League. I don't influence the game in any way, shape, or form. Give me Gen G. Yes, it will be a sweep for Gen G. They looked that strong yesterday. There's no way they lose. There's actually a very good way. SSG is very, very good. How does chat feel about it? Because we're so clean. Yep. Yeah, that was a really convincing performance. It was a really convincing performance. And Kofer and company might just upset them right here. Reveal and Scribble's gonna be doing their best. Can they make it happen? Folks, there's 2 spots still open in the grand finals. One of them will be wearing gold. SSG on one side, Gen G on the other for a shot at the title. Play some Rocket League.
Off a season
Here we go.
5 goals against NRG to close out yesterday. What
Who's
does
on this
he
team?
have for an
Chicago?
encore against Space
Oxford.
Station Gaming? We go to Mansfield Night. Game 1.
Something
brought
like
to you
that.
by Progressive between Gen G and Space
Cheese,
Station.
Justin, Magic Blue, Rebel.
This is all eyes on
Kofer, Reveal, and Scribbles.
Move to bring in Justin and play.
Don't know. I only know Justin.
One of the highest profile roster moves we've
Oh,
seen in
yeah.
a while. And it's been exciting to watch them dominate. The last time we saw them on the field, dropping 9 on NRG, but they find themselves down early on. Scribbles will strike first for Space Station just 15 seconds in.
He's picking up right where he left off. A phenomenal series not too long ago against 9 Lives. And he continues his reign of terror 15 seconds into game 1.
After that first round today, Scribbles averaging 1.2 goals a game, topping out the charts. So he has been that #1 offensive threat so far for
Was
Space
it?
Station. But
That was
this is
easy, you
a
had to do.
threat team. All these young players, incredibly mechanical, capable of scoring. We'll see how Gen G responds to this early pressure.
Lots of physical play in that series against 9 Lives. In particular, Chicago was a target for pretty much all of SSG, in particular Kofer. And there's a demo taking out Magic Bear. They get Reveal in return. Justin coming along, waiting for a pass to get through that never does. And Scribbles will have to contend with Justin on the wall. Finally does get to a scoring spot. There's the demo, but Reveal can't get there in time.
Really well done, though, by Scribbles. Getting there before Justin and then winning that ball downfield. But now we see Gen G, the infield pass. Reveal cuts early. It's a hard hit. Cheese doing his best to maintain
With the
control.
cheese, though.
Loses possession. This ball is loose. Awkward for Gen G. Kofer and Scribbles both be in the back. Kofer around Cheese as well. Space Station. There's the physicality. Infield pass. Scribbles getting around. You can see how much possession that Space Station's been able to have. They're playing at a high-speed, physical game. Team bump coming out as well from Gen G, who is being pushed to their limit.
They did it with great team play, and now they've just picked one off at midfield. Reveal into an open net. Gen G had been caught kind of out of position a couple of times, and Magic Bear got tied up with Kofer in the corner. He never had a chance.
You saw that creep over by Magic Bear over to the corner, wanted that corner boost. Cheese, you know, he was thinking he was going to be second man. And we see kickoff strat from SSG, and it does result for possession. But Gen G is just not looking as sharp or as composed or organized as they were against NRG.
Got a break there. That ball wasn't on target. Now Justin to follow that up and Scribb with the save. Back downfield we go, and everybody getting into position from Space Station. That goes across though for Magic Bear, and an opportunity now for Gen G to get on the board right near the midway point of game 1. They have just been stifled in this game. Only the 2 shots, and they weren't particularly high quality opportunities, but this one is into an open net from Magic Bear.
And I love this ball from Justin. Watch as he just trusts that Magic Bear is going to be over there. You don't see it on the replay, but if you go back and watch, Justin launched that ball before Magic Bear even got that mid boost. And Magic Bear was able to get that mid boost, turn on it, and it was such a well-placed ball from Justin that Magic Bear was able to score.
So Gen G concede the first 2, but they're right back in it. We've seen this before. Justin right between the eyes. And just like that, we're all tied up.
Oh, you can see Justin chasing the defense off, messing up the rotation, stays in the play. And that is what we see more and more of Justin do. And he is not afraid to stay in that play, knows how to be a nuisance, knows how to find those nooks and crannies to operate in. And Genji wipe away that lead. Space Station had a great touch for Magic Bear. We might see more stacks.
Oh, we might clear the runway. But Justin just a little too slow there. Reveal popped it over him. Only one man back, and Cheese did just enough to keep SSG out of the net, and then back the other way. This ends up in the Space Station net. Wow.
You can see Kofer reveal.
Oh, I didn't get him. Fuck.
That ball, that is devastating. And you see it happen at every level. That challenge in the corner, you're thinking, what's the worst that can happen? And of course, you launch it all the way back into your own net. That was a tough one to stomach for Space Station. Heartbreaking there, Stacks.
One thing I think it was Gibbs had mentioned yesterday, all the demos in the world won't make a lick of difference if they're not demos at the right time. Now Scrib going to work. Kofer's got 6 demos already in this game. Still a minute and a half to go. Reveal to Kofer, and that one's going to be kicked just wide. Magic Bear dealing with Scrib, and that one cleared out by Justin. Cheese all the way to the back wall, and SSG have to reset.
Magic Bear has no boost. Fed the ball to Kofer, and that is going to be a goal. And those demos do prove to be effective there. You can see the demo forcing Magic Bear to have to make a play on no boost. The respawn, Justin even being interfered with as he respawns. So finally, Space Station reaping some of the rewards of that aggressive play.
16 goals to lead all the players currently on the pitch this weekend for Kofer. With that equalizer, Scrib now going to work as Kofer's gonna have to take over, and well, one extra touch from Scrib threw everybody off. It's an open net back the other way, and Cheese creates the opening and converts.
Wonderfully done from Cheese, and he's out of boost. Picks up a single small pad, has to flip perfectly in place to get around that ball and launch it back on target. Really high pressure play from Cheese. Perfect movement over that small pad to get there. And Genji, despite that slow start, continue to make plays, but hold on. Kofer will score it.
How about this out of Kofer? Red light, green light.
Love that wave dash from Kofer, but more demos coming out from Space Station. The hesitation into the wave dash shot, taking advantage of the space from the demo. Dynamic play here from Space Station. Now another chance, he slots it low, reveal off the feed from Kofer. This game has been crazy.
Oh, he's cooked.
That's
crazy.
Cheese, Magic Bear.
That's such a bad move.
The timing all off.
Ah, what a goofy.
Add a couple of goals for Reveal. 1 from Scribbles, 2 from Kofer. It all adds up to a 5-4 lead. And now look out off the kickoff. Reveal had to get to the post just in case.
God.
Magic Bear denied by Scrib. Justin needs one more touch. He's got it.
It's happening.
Net word, but not quite on target. Coming up on 30 seconds.
No defense.
How many more wild twists and turns do we have here?
It's really sloppy
He's got Kofer. And
for both
Justin
teams.
tried to dunk that one through Scrib, not happening.
Does lots of boost here. He's trying to leave Magic Bear, but next to the 50 on Magic Bear. This is really tough for Genji. Cheese narrowly getting to that ball, had to jump backward. Bit of a break there for Genji.
The #1 offense in the land needed one more. They're not going to get it as Kofer will put it under the bar. A hat trick for Kofer in game 1, and that should put it away.
If you could see Magic Bear having to check the rear view mirrors, the demo's traumatizing Genji. And that could be enough, but Genji has possession off kickoff, and Magic Bear's got boost.
Oh, and they're gonna run out of time. Space Station Gaming take game 1. Hey, we knew that they had to have something in the tank to have a chance against the top offense in the region so far this weekend. How about 6 goals and a hat trick out of Kofer?
insane game. Stex, did you say how many demos total there were?
Total looks like 10. I think it'll come up in a moment. Oh, even more than that.
Yeah.
Well, demo.
Unbelievable amount of aggression there. And my, oh my, Space Station Gaming out here swinging. And this was a back and forth game. You saw Space Station come out really early, and then Gen G able to answer right back. But I feel like the aggression overall from Space Station was just too much for Gen G to handle. They were a little awkward on defense. You could see a few times where Gen G tried to leave the ball. You could see Cheese trying to leave a ball for Magic Bear. That ended up not working out well because of how close Space Station is playing to the ball. And Gen G, they're going to have a lot to figure out now because this Space Station team is rolling.
There's a term used in fighting games, conditioning, and it's not the conditioning you think of, it's conditioning your opponent to expect something, and that's exactly what SSG have been doing all throughout this weekend. You know they're going to bring the physical play. You know that Kofor is going to be headhunting. He had those 6 demos in like 3.5 minutes. Didn't have any after that, but just the threat was enough. You're always got to have your head on a swivel, and Gen G did not look comfortable really at any point defensively. They go up 6 to Space Station, but it is only 1 game in a long series.
Magic Bear with a shot. Scrib coming off the backboard, making a nice save. Well, we see a solo play here, has tons of boost, going for the bump. SSG not slowing down. More aggression, Justin. Well, we see some fireworks out of him, Stacks.
Still just only a goal and 2 assists out of that wild shootout in game 1. His presence here on this Gen G roster is, listen, the praises have been sung.
Yo.
If it continues, Script
Throw your PC out the window?
No.
He had reveal headed back, so
I like playing on the big screen. I see more.
Way too far forward.
Seems like you would see less.
That's where you're gonna see
on the big screen?
Yes.
What do you mean?
And you can see Gen G cars
unless you sit really far away, you're gonna have to turn your head to see everything, which means you will never see everything.
No, I'm not sitting so up close to the TV that I have to turn my head to look at my boost. I'm like sitting at a distance where it's like I'm playing.
Do you sit far away from your PC monitors then?
No, my PC monitor isn't that big. It's like 32.
Right. I guess the point is it's all relative to how close you are to the screen on how big the screen actually is visually. Like, if you have a super small monitor but you're really close to it, then that's going to be similar to being really far away from a really big monitor. Or really
Yeah, my computer monitor is 32-inch, and I sit a good distance where it's not turning my head. And then I'm in the living room now. My TV is like a 60-inch. I'm sitting a good distance away where I don't have to turn my head.
My point is that you're not necessarily seeing more. It's all the same, I guess.
No, yes, but I'm not really squinting a lot for certain things if I'm looking at certain. Like, I just like the visual appeal of bigger area, screen space.
You like it bigger, what you're saying.
Yeah, I like it bigger.
You like some big.
What is it? No importa, no me importa. Torta Slayer.
With the pounder.
That's crazy. With cheese.
Oh, the fucking... This guy, Kuiper. Looks like some TikTok star. Yeah.
Kuiper. The hair is crazy.
Right? Like a fucking K-pop star.
Look how he's yelling under that camera and it just shows a picture.
I know, they usually just have the blank thing, but he's like, nah, let me get the pic for you.
Right. He's like, I worked 12 hours to get that look. And does not want to be seen outside of that picture.
Paid $1,500 for that photo shoot.
Probably not even him. Some stock photo he found online somewhere.
Plenty of demos to go around as well. Kofor and Magic Bear take each other out.
Oh my gosh, this game's so messy.
His teams.
Doesn't have a lot of help back there. And well, he got a little help from Justin taking out reveal. That evens out the numbers significantly. Justin's shot gonna sail high.
Uncle Justin in there. It's Magic Bear. Everybody else.
Uncle Justin.
Nice cut from Justin.
And Coup.
Down. It's an all-out brawl right now for possession.
Uncle Justin misses the days of being the best player in the world. He's not even like top 25 anymore.
Is he like the ninja of Rocket League?
That's a wide open net. Justin going for the challenge. And
He used to be the young. He was like the first young kid that everybody went wild over. That was like, oh my god, this kid's amazing, and then he was like the best player in the world for a while.
Oh yeah, so he's like ninja.
Back on NRG, just playing with fucking Fishy and Garrett.
You saw him dive in for the ball.
And everybody else got better. And he just didn't leave the game or get better. I mean, I'm sure he's better, but it doesn't matter.
What else
Kids are
does
crazy good
SSG
these
have
days.
cooked up for the kickoff? Again, they send a decoy. Gopher with reveal to
I mean, because yeah, when I was little, I was really good at games back then. So I'm assuming, you know, this is your first game that you're hyper fixating on as a young kid. I'm assuming you will get cracked.
I think a lot of it's just, you know, they literally play it every day. Like it's 2 full-time jobs all day long. They don't have responsibilities or stress in their lives because they're 12 or whatever.
Better from Gen G, keeping their players on the field until then. Reveal
Very different than
disappears Cheese, and we're all tied with 20 seconds left.
somebody where it's, you know,
Demo chasing SSG.
thing number 15 on their priority list compared to somebody that
Just enough to
playing
get it
for them
done.
at all times.
This is a good chance for Magic
Oh,
Bear.
chain new
The
strike.
idea behind starting kids on musical instruments when they're like 2 or 3 or whatever, like they can get wild good if they decide it's something they're interested in.
Oh, and you can see Magic Bear having to let that one go. Magic Bear hustling back into the play. And that was big for Gen G.
They just send the house when they try to launch a counterattack. Here goes Script. Reveal is well forward, trying to harass Cheese, and Cheese avoids all the contact and still makes the stop. Now Gopher around Magic Bear. Justin has that through the air. Nobody in that particular position for Space Station. Now Magic Bear shot for the win, denied by Scribbles.
First touch gave the ball away, but Kofer also didn't handle that ball as well as he hoped. Loose ball.
Leaning in.
SSG's half. Justin.
I think he always does that though. He looks
to win that 50, gets it
extra
but now Kofer
ADHD.
What?
He just leans in and he's like
Extra on the spectrum, bro.
He looks like fucking
He's on
man
both
from that
sides.
old TV show. Kramer, right? Like he's
He's like tweaked out. He's like tweaked out.
Seinfeld, that's what that was.
Yeah, Seinfeld. Tweaker, bro.
Oh, bugging.
Listen, Jerry, you got the crack, Jerry?
But Cheese has saved the day, and we continue on.
Whoa, that's crazy. I could
And
flip
can
someone
Gen G
just like
finally
that.
stabilize? They have. They're on the offensive end. Cheese, bank is closed out by Kofer.
That was a whole field. Nice.
Nice touch downfield from Reveal as well.
I wasn't even watching.
Magic Bear
Slowly.
using the ball back pass from Reveal to Scribbles. Scribbles.
Hey, what up,
by
Ranger?
Justin.
Thanks, buddy. Ooh.
Touch from Cheese. This could be another chance for Magic Bear, but that's broken up again. However, Justin is right there.
I don't know if Scribs needed that corner boost. His teammates might have been able to make better use of it, but it's worked out well.
Man,
enough.
what is this
We
goofy
go into the
goober
third
shit?
minute of overtime. Kofer's going to take charge here. Second touch to, well, try to set up Scrib, but realize Magic
He
Bear
put
has
the ball in the hole
beat.
at some point here.
They're now Gen G.
Nah.
Looking to level
Oh,
the series.
there it is.
Justin blocked by Kofer. Now Magic Bear.
Uncle Justin for the
Nothing there.
W.
Cheese waits for the rebound, and
Oh,
Scribbles
dang.
with the save. Still
Uncle J.
G swarming over the net,
Wild.
and it's Justin with the OT winner.
Oh my, Justin, where did he go?
You still kept that lower sensitivity?
Yeah.
You liking it?
Yeah, I'm getting used to it, yeah.
Nice.
Then you gotta go another, you know, 0.2 and then another 0.2. Get it down to
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe somewhere between 1 and 1.5 is usually.
Every team he's been on,
I'm gonna leave it at 2.
just a natural winner.
It helps you control your car so much better when cam is off, when your sensitivity is a little lower too.
Yeah.
Justin used to hitting big time goals.
Oh shit.
That game, that was so back and forth. 8 saves from Scrib. There were times where Gen G did have a lot
This
of
guy's
pressure.
retarded.
This was a game where just physicality continued, battles
How you doing,
with low boost, narrow saves like that save from Cole.
Justin looks like he's wearing like dollar store earbuds, wired earbuds.
Justin hitting it up off the ceiling, just trying to make things as chaotic as possible. And that is where Justin thrives.
Could be. He could be.
8 of his team's 13 saves.
Oh, they're Bozzies.
Still
Never
not
mind.
enough for Scribbles to lead SSG across the finish line in Game 2. A season high for Scribbles. But not enough as Justin just jackhammers one home in
What's he
OT.
jackhammering?
And we're back level through 2 games as we get ready to go to DFH Stadium and break a 1-all tie. Both teams, of course, still have their timeouts very early on in this series.
I'm cooked, chat. I'm cooked.
And 2 very capable coaches.
Oh my
ready to use
gosh.
those timeouts
Oh
when the
my
time
gosh.
comes. Will it be with a team up 2-1? We'll
Oh, he
find
just
out.
dies?
We kick
Ah,
off at
he
DFH.
died. What a goofy goober.
We'll see if it continues to
What a
be as much
goofy
of a
goober.
slugfest as this has been on the
That's
demo
crazy. I
stage.
might actually survive.
Oh, Cheese and the pitch wide. Cheese bailed out on that one.
He could have waited too.
Yeah, I mean, you felt rush in a situation like that, I'm sure. But that was almost a giveaway goal
Nande.
early on for Gen G.
Nande ya.
Script to the heavens. Has some support coming. It's Cooper shot blocked away. He just parked the bus in front of the goal, and it was enough. Reveal all alone at the back, and he'll make sure there's no clean rebound.
Scary pinch, that had a lot of power on it. Well defended. Now Gen G trying to break out of their own half. Scribbles stops things at the midfield. Reveal trying to get back to it again. Did get a piece of it, but Kofa doesn't have much boost. Maybe trying to just zone out Gen G by going for that ball.
So,
Justin picks up. Immediate shot. A gopher there to save it.
Yeah, just keep it out if it's about to go in. I just want to keep hitting it.
That corner boost, it does go to Reveal, and he'll start charging forward alongside Gopher. It's going to be Reveal needed. He'll just slow down Justin. That's all he can do. That's all many people have been able to do throughout his career. Magic there on
Oh
target
my gosh.
and set out from the
Almost
SSG
got
defense.
scored
Gopher can't follow that play as he's bumped. Doesn't matter. Strip shot. Next
Okay. The counter. The counter.
What a swat from Scribbles. Kofer gets it up over the first defender, and Justin is challenging, thinking that if Scrib shoots it high, there's no way he's going to be able to get it on target.
I live.
Perfect top corner shot up and over Justin. Beautifully done by Scribbles.
Tag or monster tag.
6 goals in the previous series, 3 to tie for the lead with all scorers in this one. And still plenty more work to do.
That it does the same amount of damage. That doesn't make any sense. Took 1,000 away from one guy, gave 1,000 to another. Oh, he tags twice. Oh, that's good. That's crazy work. Crazy work.
Just a single pad, ready to play defense on that shot. Another pass.
Alright, we're going on a coin flip.
Cheese puts it on target and scores it. We've got a tie game.
Oh, I live. That's crazy.
Over there, right? Oh, there sure is. Cheese adds to his impressive tally on the weekend. And we
It's
just
crazy
keep
work.
going back and forth.
I got so
Haymakers
lucky.
left and
I'm
right.
not supposed to use that card like that.
This does feel like a series that could easily
That's
go to game
fucking
7.
wild.
How close it's been. 4 demos from Kofer, 2 back-to-back.
I am
Magic
firm.
Bear can't get to the ball in time. She doesn't have the boost.
Top deck, top deck, top deck, top
There's
deck, top
another
deck, top deck, top
opportunity.
deck,
And
top
another
deck, top deck.
Space Station Gaming are
Top
playing
deck,
an
please.
annoying style of offense stacks with the
High duality.
bumps and demos they're going for.
Reveal is obviously
That's game though.
shooting this,
That's game
right?
though.
No.
That's game though.
And he had the defense dancing like puppets on a string.
Let a fuck nigga try
Look back
something.
at what happened yesterday against Complexity, and you go,
Link
okay,
wants us to
maybe,
destroy the battle, blah
you
blah
know,
blah.
maybe this team
Blah
isn't
blah
actually
blah.
for
He could
real.
attack twice,
Then
blah
you
blah
see them play
blah.
like this, and this is just fun to watch. Is it the most fundamentally sound Rocket League? Probably not. But I love seeing some points on the scoreboard, by God.
I almost feel like I have to look away. The amount of demos that we've seen has been crazy. It's been a punch you in the mouth
Night Veiler.
style from Space Station, and now a chance.
You gotta be a bitch there, but
The Space Station, they have been throwing punch after punch and landing it right on the jaw of Gen G.
Oh my God, oh, Kofer was up, but could not convert. Oh, brought me out of my seat. Kofer tries again. That one's
please don't
over
have it.
crossbar
Please don't have
and
it.
the
Please don't
post.
have it.
Everything but the
Oh.
net. The lead remains just
Net
one.
chain strike.
Listen, to be successful, you either play the meta or you break the meta. Space Station trying to do the latter. Scribbles, center, reveal, blocked by Cheese.
It just reminds you of the old Space Station, who was known for their physical play. This is 2.0. It's Scribbles, even after contact, able to land and clear that ball out. The Space Station, they have, as an org, defined what it means to be physical and aggressive on the pitch.
Kofer's got enough to keep this play alive. Flippery's
Oh, yeah?
reveal after the rebound. Scrib down, floater, 3-1.
Oh, yeah.
An excellent patience from Scribbles as well. That shot off the bar and out. You could see the slowdown, and then
We made it to platinum with burn. That's
doesn't
crazy.
get a lot of power. Actually slows it down and puts it behind the defense.
Actually insane,
essentially
bro.
throwing a changeup. And that was exactly what was needed. Got a bit of a cushion now for
Oh,
Space
karate
Station.
man.
Oh, numbers. Watch the demo. Magic Bear on an island, and Scribbles will score right by him.
Kofer taking that space, keeping Magic Bear off the ball, but said, you know what he said? He said, take it, take it, take it. It's Scrib. He comes up.
Masculine rabbit?
Walks it
What
in.
the fuck?
Kofer, lead blocker. Wonderful.
Is there a feminine rabbit?
Well, yeah, Jessica Rabbit.
I believe the first hat-trick
Oh,
of the
that's
season
different
for
rabbit.
either
That's
Reveal
a
or Scribbles.
that's a room 34
A
rabbit.
bunny.
Room 3.
Game 3
Ain't no rabbit, it's a bunny.
against a very tough Gen G squad. Surely, that's got to be enough, right?
Surely.
If not, this would be Scribbles blocked by Jackson. Reveal. Can't follow this out of the corner. Gonna leave the corner boost for Gen G.
Hey, big stinky.
Almost as a mercy.
Oh, he's
Magic Bear trying to keep the play alive, but we can
surrendered.
dip down inside 30 seconds.
We're
And
leveling up
Justin
in
can
plat.
only
That's
watch this
crazy.
one go back, and they got to play defense, and that's not going to help
Crazy
them
work.
get back on the scoreboard. Magic Bear's got Reveal.
Who's
and
Energy
running
up against?
Doing all he can, and they're just going to run out of time
Okay.
here. Space Station Gaming have finally broke the series open, and they're
The
going
other
to
team.
take a
The other team
2-1
is.
lead into Utopia Coliseum.
Done from Space Station Gaming. I feel like surely there's got to be a timeout right now coming from Gen G. Space Station Gaming
Okay, you want from me?
looking
What the
phenomenal.
hell?
Scribbles
Yeah.
having a career day so far, a hat trick in this game. But I really feel like Kofer has been so valuable in this series for Space Station Stacks. How integral he's been in so many of these plays and how many demos he is landing in.
I hit it away
bumps
over and over.
that doesn't even show much on the scoreboard, but bumps as well. Huge factor. Kofer has been landing left and right.
Yeah, I mean, every time when you look at the leader for demos, and yes, due to Magic bumps as well, it has been Kofer. And again, to reiterate, also
away.
still involved in the attack and in defense. He's not been caught out of position much.
Gotcha, pussy.
I want to say, it is a
Guys
non-zero
retarded.
number of times, but not enough to actively hinder SSG. The adjustments that Space Station has made after, a very disappointing series on their end for sure against their former teammate Frosty and Complexity. It's been noticeable. The physical play has continued. They haven't necessarily given up their identity while still getting the offense rolling. And for a team like Gen G, who's accustomed to getting whatever they want on the offensive end, yeah, their numbers are bloated a
My
little bit
God.
by what
Well,
they did
punch.
yesterday. Yeah,
Let's flip the
they
C
have
on that
been left
first.
very uncomfortable and off balance, I think is the best way to put it, through these first 3 games.
And kept off balance because they keep getting hit over and over and over again. And this is a rematch from I believe the Swiss stage stacks. Gen G was actually able to take down Space Station, if I'm not mistaken. But I feel like this is just it has to be a different strategy for Space Station. Probably going back, taking a look at that film, trying to make some adjustments. And man, the adjustment has been released. Kofer to chase him down, demo him, bump him, and it's been working great. Gen G, you could tell they were a little bit off kilter, and there was a moment there too where Gen G was
That was my fault.
trying
My
to
phone
match
started ringing.
the aggression on the bumps, but they weren't landing as many. And now it's going to take a timeout and an adjustment for
1-800 number. Who the fuck calls me on
is by no means out of reach. Only 2-1 in favor of Space Station.
Who the-
Space Station really seemed to have gotten rolling on that last game, Stacks.
When you think about effective demos, you're thinking about an attacker sweeping across in front of the net and picking up a demo there. A lot of times, it's on the wings. It's disrupting the rotations. That's what Kofer's done. That's what most of SSG's demos have been. Out around midfield, out around the wings, making sure that Gen G can't get back into position. And then they're getting empty nets as a result. 10 goals in their 2 wins. One low-scoring game went to Gen G Mobile One Racing. What we get now at Utopia. Kofer trying to contend with Magic Bear. And Cheese had one lined up, peeled off at the last second, realized Reveal had him beat. And things looking a little awkward coming out of the timeout now for SSG defensively, but they don't concede any shots in the first minute.
Just enough play you're trying to keep your eyes on, but just like that, Reveal scoring. You can see Cheese in the corner, opts to get the boost, can't get to the ball in time. Just it might have been inside from there. You can see the awkward positioning by Gen G on defense, and that is the last thing you want if you're Gen G coming out of a timeout, is conceding the first goal in that way.
Well, Magic Bear, a similar angle to the flip reset he scored yesterday. Does not have any similar flair for the dramatic up his sleeve just yet. Cheese now from his own back wall, trying to slow everything down just a little bit. Feels all over this, and Ask One. Kofer takes charge. Reveal will go to the mid and come all the way back as Scribbles takes a shot. Cheese has that save. You're just seeing Space Station not overcommitting. What a pass to Scribbles! Kofer with a beauty on a dime.
Radar gun on this one, clocking in at 78 miles an hour, an absolute dime. You can see doing everything he could, trying to flip over there, maybe get a save, but it was too good a pass and too good a shot.
Winner here goes to the grand finals. Magic Bear, throw it at the net, hope something good happens. That something was the ball headed right back towards his own net. Reveal has Scribbles in support, just hands it off to him. Now it's Kofer's turn to play rebounder, but this goes all the way back and it's for Reveal.
We're jumping early. You never know if that means he's going for a bump or a free jump. Looking for that pass. Gen G starting to lose all momentum. Space Station looks unstoppable right now. Cheese will have to leave that for Justin. No boost, and a big challenge from Kofer stops the counter.
Remember what made Gen G so effective last year? Talking about the old Gen G. Oh, what a shot from Kofer coming in from the ceiling. And it was just so unorthodox. It was so unlike anything else anybody was prepared for in North America. There's a demo from the lead blocker, and Cheese will score.
Beautiful early recognition there. You can see Cheese immediately letting Magic Bear go upfield, puts the shot in, and as soon as Cheese pulls the shot, this is a situation where you see the shot come first before the demo. Magic Bear looking to see where that shot's going. As soon as Cheese locks in that shot, Magic Bear just has to cut off the only line of defense on that ball, and did that perfectly. Great play, great awareness, good vision from Magic Bear. Gen G are back into this game.
You can look towards exactly what happened with the previous Gen G roster as to how this SSG team could beat First Killer and Chronic. But the ultimate says Cheese back the other way, right under the bar, and Gen G has suddenly kind of picked up the pace, and I'm shocked Reveal just couldn't get to of this. He was very indecisive on his way back. It was like he was walking all the way.
But also Cheese getting there and trying to dribbles, hit it right into him. Perfectly right into him. And Cheese gets such a good touch that he could stay on the play for
Got
a
it
shot.
covered
I don't
and
think
hit
anyone
it.
was expecting dribbles to get red that hard.
I thought you were gonna stay behind me. Push it into.
I mean, I was there.
It's
It's just like you're in front, so.
They're carrying the momentum into the later stages of game
Not that that's
4,
easy
but
for you to
SSG
see,
very
like,
capable
whether or
of
not he's
bridging it right
hit
back.
it yet. But
As Gopher's going to put it over the ball, very quickly off the backboard, send it downfield, reveal, lob, was a little bit high, Justin had to respect it. Gribbles gets knocked back across midfield, and this is Cheese's ball all the way.
first game, nice.
Gopher does look like he had a lot of time. Justin getting there in time. Heavy first hit, the cross pass. Magic Bear hit tripped too far into the corner. Justin was looking to get it back to him.
Well, the passes are there, the lanes are open. Connections not so much. Gribbles in a tough spot. He couldn't jump, and Magic Bear made him pay.
And what a play from Cheese. Low boost, even cut Justin off, who was rotating into the play. Justin was thinking it was his ball, but good thing Cheese was in charge of getting that out to the middle, where Magic Bear was waiting.
3 unanswered goals has Gen G in front. How many more fireworks do we have at Utopia?
I'm cooked. I'm cooked.
Gribbles with Gopher running forward, so not available for a pass. Reveal is there though, and he's got enough to challenge Magic Bear. Gribbles has a lane to shoot through. He's got people to pass to, but instead put it right into the teeth of the defense.
Gribbles looking for another demo. Gives a lot of space to Gopher on this play.
Down to 20, who's gonna turn on this? Justin has it all the way. Down towards Magic Bear, double tap to put it away! Into the home!
Magic Bear and Cheese have taken this game into their own hands. A lovely loft as well from Justin. Magic Bear instinctually going up for that double tap, making it look so easy.
Have to be alert on the kickoff at least, and this time the theatrics cost them. And that is a bow wrapped neatly on game number 4 for Gen G.
And you could see Justin immediately going for that shot down the middle. Gen G has seen enough of these kickoff antics to expect it. And that has secured game number 4 for Gen G, tying up the series in a big game as well. Coming off that timeout to win by a good margin. It felt like things were starting to get going for Space Station, but now Gen G, the team with the momentum.
Gen G trying to wrest back control of this series. Try to just get into the driver's seat. They've turned this best of 7 effectively into a best of 3 now, 2-all.
And it looks like we got a shot of reveal leaving for a moment, so I think we can expect a timeout here from Space Station Gaming, and an interesting time to call a timeout, tied up in the series at 2 games apiece. But Space Station, they looked like they had figured out Gen G last game, but this is where maybe that extra support staff of Kemper and Rock Greg can really make a difference. And you see Space Station, even in this game, up early. Look at the score. It was less than half the game to go. Space Station was up by 2, but then Cheese was activated. Magic Bear hitting that double tap as well. Justin, that perfect pass over to Magic Bear. Gen G really got going in that back half of that game, and now are in a great spot looking forward into the series, Zax.
In an esport where the players hold so much sway and so much rests on their shoulders, you wonder how effective support staff can be. Talking about coaches, analysts, and any other support staff, you know, mental coaches and such that an organization may have. And Gen G, I think, has been a testament to that for a while. They have bought into this system where it's not always just one voice. There is a lot involved in Gen G's preparation for these events. And so even with a roster that, I mean, listen, what they've got now is a significant improvement over what they had in the first split. and what this roster has been just almost miraculous what they've been able to accomplish over the past year and a half. Seeing them buy into a system where so many people are involved is kind of a breath of fresh air, because I think a lot of players are going to have the ego of, well, you know, you can't do what I do, why should I listen to you?
Oh, certainly, but you know, it just the results have been there. They started slow, but to have the crazy run, Gen G making that insane run, the Gen GK weekend, I think it just showed you what that system is capable of. And Justin, to come in to
Good
this
player in
roster
front forces for the
so
second player,
early
but he's up his
have
ass, so
such
he
a
can't do
promising
anything.
result, especially beating down NRG. You can't forget.
Otherwise, he would have probably tried to stay in front of them himself.
But I mean, it's something that you never see done. Most teams don't score 9 in a best-of-7 series against NRG.
Now we go to Aquadome. The crowd will take a back seat. They'll wait for us at Neo Tokyo. Gopher, as revealed down underneath. Now it's a wide open net for Scribbles. Everybody forward for Space Station. And that, coming out of the timeout, is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Magic Bear was just floating there. That touch was not what was needed, but it was pure panic, trying to pick up the pieces. And it has been a crazy series so far. Magic Bear, sure he'll want that one back, but Gen G, they were trailing by 2 in the last half of the game, so there's a lot of Rocket League left to play. Gen G locking right back in.
So much of this game has been won and lost in the air, this whole series.
Can you cancel this real quick, or do I just have to back out and it cancels it?
Justin will be watching for a moment.
My DoorDash just dropped.
From the ceiling, Justin's back into the play and makes the save off the respawn. Reveal pulled the string. Can he tuck this one home? No. Magic Bear is right there to meet him every step of the way.
Magic Bear battling to get those 50s. Now gets demoed from behind. This will be a free ball for Reveal. Trying to go for that Zen shot. Didn't work out that time.
Now Koper doesn't really have a whole lot of options. Dribbles trying to jump out in front of Magic Bear and keep that play available. He has. Cheese will power it away. Scribbles making sure to grab about 300 boost on his way back. Feather that one down for Koper, and here comes SSG again. It just feels like right now Gen G are making a stop and then sending it downfield and going, okay, let's reset. This time, though, they've got a wide open net, but they just couldn't get onto the ball again. A ball that just kind of floated in the air forever, and neither had the boost to go up and get it. Are they going to pay the price? No, not just yet. It's G's, though, all alone. Just barely made the save.
Gen G right behind here, Koper. Racing for that corner boost, didn't get it. Now Magic Bear will be able to turn back in, put that boost to use.
All the way across, usually somebody over there when Gen G is making the pass, but this time it just completely gets through.
And Magic Bear does get a touch on this ball. It didn't look like it really affected. Well, man, that is tough to see. I was watching the replay from Reveal's point of view. That was a crazy touch. But I don't know if it really moved the ball much or added much to it. So Magic Bear still getting the goal. Apparently he must have got a whisker of a tire on it.
There we go.
Well, whatever the case, they'll take it. Cheese is still forward, and he banged it down right to Koper. Reveal in the way of Justin's follow-up, and it's going to be Cheese scrambling back. He will do so with a full tank as well, and just ahead of Koper. Koper's going to turn on this too. Why not? He's seen an attack he doesn't like. Magic Bear,
who doesn't go for. I mean, it's been crazy. Right. The trade there.
Alright, I'm back. You can run it. My DoorDash came. Fiance wanted to eat Jamaican food, so she got like oxtail and some stuff.
Bomba clap.
Pretty much, I got a Jamaican beef patty and a Jamaican cola.
Bubba clap boys.
You think they'll approve a team name like that? The Bumbleclap boys.
That's cool.
Baby.
The bomba.
Rip is still there. Now Magic Bear just watching as this one goes back over his head.
Yeah, we gotta make a team and apply for something.
Hofer was there with him on the corner.
Send it.
Reveal with a good 50. Now Scribbles in front, but nobody else is there for SSG.
Jeez.
The Mechanicas.
That's bannable.
I'm down.
Keeping the ball in the corner. Magic Bear lobs that towards net.
What? How do you say cat in Japanese?
By Justin, right back to Magic Bear, and the
Nope.
shot is
Would
just
not know.
in
Nyan?
hopes of keeping Space Station.
I thought it was a Neku.
Weeby nerd.
Maybe. Oh yeah, maybe.
No idea.
We just the black Nekus.
But that is a massive
Bro.
That was crazy.
Real is over there as Magic Bear chasing him down. Oh, big shot from Cheese out of the side as he picked their pocket.
R covered the clear angle.
Nothing brewing just yet. 38 seconds. Grib over towards Kofer. Bank is closed as Cheese will have it away. 30 seconds reveal against Magic Bear. Magic up to the task. Second touch threw off Justin though. He has to put in a little extra work. And he's done so. Clever first touch by Kofer to avoid Cheese. We dip down inside 20. And it's Gen G looking for the final say in game 5. But Reveal says no.
Nice positioning there. Reveal on the back wall, even on low boost. Dribbles
Oh,
just
post
barely
was pushing.
stole that corner from him. Will we see last second heroics? No, Justin will guide that ball to the ground, and winner of this game will take the lead in the series next.
Neither side has a timeout. SSG used theirs and got a win out of game 4. SSG used theirs coming into this game. They feel like a wasted one if they don't come out on top 3-2. To be Kofer. What else does he have? He needs a lot more. Dribbles all alone in the back, and he's got a half flip to just kind of cover all the options. NG did slow it down significantly, and they've completely thrown off SSG, and Space Station is lucky that Justin didn't just walk one in.
Gen G far back. And like you said, Stacks, that was a dangerous ball. Space Station lived to fight another day. Go bump. Kofer going for the double. Good interrupt there from Justin. The rebound off the bar. The shot follow up from Kofer. Also not there, and Kofer will back pass it all the way to Reveal.
Kofer has Reveal with a full tank. Reveal. Drop down for Kofer, and that second touch threw everybody off except Cheese. He's got the clearance. Trying to go after Scribbles. Not going to happen. And everybody getting a little antsy here. Not a lot of boost to go around. Justin's shot blocked by Reveal.
Freebie.
And the rebound covered up by Kofer and Magic Bear.
Scribbles recognizing the challenge, hitting it past the defender. It's a lot of boost
I'm
for
about to go for that because it almost let us get there.
Well.
That was wide open.
Lots of connections throughout this game. So pivotal. Up to the wing, it's Kofer for himself. Got this down in front, but Cheese is there. Reveal, indecisive, wide open. Gen G on top.
Also. Get away from the other guy. Might still get there first. There's the hittaways.
Hard, the Cheese 50s have been game-winning for Gen G. Cheese, he is locked in.
Locked in and in front. One win away from what would be back-to-back NA Grand Finals.
It's crazy to think about. Most people didn't have Gen G very close to the top 4, more right now near that 7-8 spot with the previous roster. They did the unthinkable, winning a regional to make the major at Birmingham, and then roster change, bringing in Justin. People wondering, you know, there's a lot of people who are
attention. His movement is solid.
Obviously very popular.
Just watching where the ball might go.
Not having the same results on
on the
teams that he's been on as of late. A lot of people questioning that move.
Oh, missed the down.
They are so close to getting back to another grand final against the Space Station team that is no pushover whatsoever.
Gotta flip
And
that one up
everybody
there.
seeing exactly what the trust was all about in Cheese and Magic Bear.
Oh,
This
watch
duo
that.
has
So
been
gay.
outstanding. So we go to Neo Tokyo.
I gotta do some
Space
shit
Station
before I play
Gaming,
Halo.
this high-flying offense has
Catch
to
you
find a
later.
way to prolong this series and get us to Champions
Alright,
Field.
everyone.
2 series in a row. Let's see if it happens.
Let's see who's
Gen G love
live.
that box kickoff. They just send 2 people. speed
Let's
flipping
see
at the ball.
who's jive
Love
right
doing that.
now.
Seen a lot of kickoff strats in this series. We saw Justin score on a kickoff, calling the kickoff bluff
W.
of Space Station.
Aha, that's hilarious.
The goal line there.
That's hilarious.
Second overtime winner in this series.
That's mad funny.
Yes. It never ceases to amaze how timeless Justin has been throughout his career.
He's a big-time goal scorer. That is what Justin is. I think that really defines his career. And he's been doing it for such a long time at the highest level. But now, Gen G having to play defense here. The demo from behind, still not out of it yet. But Gen G, firm away. That pinch sends it all the way out. Gen G reaches deep into their bag of tricks.
Ball's right in front of our goal line. The whole team's coming. What do we do?
Who do we rate out to?
Casually pitch a 50 all the way down to the opposite corner. Spectacular stuff out of Gen G, trying to
Who do we
hold control
rate
of the series
to?
now. Put it away. Their first lead in the series. Justin off the back wall, and Cheese maybe he thought Magic Bear was going to be coming up a little sooner. He was still way at the back.
This person has like 7 followers or some shit.
Handoff from Cheese.
So let's rate them.
Tries to poke it
I don't know them. They're playing Oblivion, so go say hi, introduce yourself maybe. Say it was good, that was good.
In a tough spot now, they are forced to play defense, all resulting from that missed touch at the midfield. Scribbles, single pad, that's all he can do to get it out.
Alright, y'all. Take it easy. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for by them.
Demos have not been as plentiful for Space Station over the last 7 or 8 minutes of gameplay.